èdè ìgbéde lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o àwa gangan ni bàbá. Koikimedia, Koikimedia, Koikimedia. We bring the world closer to your doorstep. They never sabi wetin we carry for her, but e dey move closer before dem go sabi. I said they never know wetin we carry for body, but e dey move closer before dem go sabi. Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ ìléhùn ló ló lájú. Ẹyẹ tó torí kodò bí àdán ọ̀pẹ̀dẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ètò dúdú àga. Òdúdú wa kò bá lè gbé wa. Ọmọ òdúdú wa ṣe kiri. Ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀. Ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí. Ká lè gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé. Ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni mọ̀lẹ́ tí yóò tàn káàkiri. Ìyàwó òdúdú wa ni wá. Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wa kájé búgbà yín jẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ. Ètò tó gbójú owó ìwà mọ́ni. News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́. Ètò tó gbójú owó. Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ ni ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọ̀rọ̀ lágbájúmọ̀ mi máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ṣẹ́yìn lọ́ máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé mádémádé. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ kájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀. Àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní bọ́ra. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ náwó kóyìnbó tó dé. Ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrè gidi. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ jẹ́ ká jọgbọ́ o. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Àtúnjà fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o. Tọkàntọkàn. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Ikú tó ṣe bí lébi òsì àdìmú bàbá yọ. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. We bring you one closer to your doorstep. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ o tó ń kan jòkó lára ni. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Àpèrè gèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ni bàbá o. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà ni wá o. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Òdúdú alágbèdá ni òtítọ́ lágbèdá ni. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sọ̀díkẹta. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Àdúró tán, àtúnpèrè gèdè. Koikimedia àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia we bring you one closer to your doorstep. Àwọn ni bàbá. Koikimedia is around to give us latest. Is around to give us latest. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Ladies and gentlemen, ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó kojú gbogbo. Koikimedia is around to give us latest.
Mo kí Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, the leader of the Yoruba self-determination. Salute for you, sir. Mo kí bàbá wa olóyè Dr. Sunday Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Mo kí gbogbo different organizations and all the campaigners of the right of the Yoruba people. Mo kí pé ṣe dáadáa la bá yín, àlàáfíà làwa náà wà. Mo kí Ọba Elédùmarè, àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè. Mo kí gbogbo àwa Mùsùlùmí, mo kí Kristẹni. Many lamentation going on in the contraction. We are not here to justify anything. We are not here to make mockery of the present situation. We are still looking for a solution. We are not perfect. And we are not going to relent on our quest for the right to self-determination. So if you're of the opinion, pé bóyá níjọ́ kan àwọn tẹ́ ń rí àwọn generation, maybe we will just get frustrated and we would disembark on this journey. You're wasting your time. And if you have not watched that interview, I'm talking about the biggest interview of the history of mankind, you better go and watch it. You better go and look for internet. One in Nigeria. The interview between an exclusive. We've all been waiting for such an interview. An exclusive interview with Vladimir Putin, with Tucker Carlson. As I speak to us right now, so that you can know the magnitude of not sitting here in this kind of media. If you're still waiting for all these biased media from the contraction you call Africa and then the Western media, you will sink, just like we are going to sink Nigeria. I'm not sink Nigeria, but we will start with our words, because one new 5.1 million people have watched it so far in just under 13 hours. That tells you the magnitude of what was said by Vladimir Putin. I'm sure most of you know him. Oh, man, it's called the Russian president. But lọ́dọ̀ tiwa, akọni tilẹ̀ Yorùbá, akọni kan tẹ́bi pé tó bá mì gbègbègbè nísìn, 10 million Yoruba people will go with him. Akọni débi pé tó bá jáde tó bá fi ohùn kan sílẹ̀, 15 million Yoruba people around the world will go with him. Akọni Yorùbá kan tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ níbikíbi tó bá wà láti base ní Germany, 30 million Yoruba people will rise up and will go with him, just like Putin have said so much. We're going to touch on that. But Baba Akintoye gave me a task. And when I saw the interview he sent to me, which is a different interview, well, not an interview, like a clip, I watched it. And for over 3 days, I went back studying. Benny, I've told you that. Into my main jade, Nigeria. My job is just to come and do more top up on what we have laid down, and so that we can continue on the good job that we have already started. But if you are still thinking that there is a country called Nigeria, if you are still thinking because Nigeria won South Africa, Nigeria will sink, and we will sink it just like it has been sunk already. Because I saw some of you say, hey, we must be happy because that is the only thing that keeps us happy. Mad people all over the place, bomb bastard. You are happy when you should not be happy. In Tomu are happy in the football, bomb bastard. No electricity for 63 years, no welfare, no education, no security. And in Tomu happy niye, in Tomu happy koniye. In Tomu happy, we get the hell out of Nigeria together as one bloc, as Yoruba people. Fight for our freedom so that we can be free from the shackles of the bomb bastard country you call Nigeria that was put together by the British in 1914. the world is changing. I told you, most of only 3 years ago, the breed of 419 politicians, you thought we were joking. I am not here to do mockery about you. But let's start with this. Share the program. Invite your friends.
Sunday máa dé ya máa Ìgbò ṣàṣẹ́bẹ̀ lọ wà.
Ibẹ̀ ló kúkú wà.
Ọjà máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè ọba ògbóni. Tó o bá ti dàbí wèrè pọ́jọ́ òní ó tó pé ń tọ́ kí lọ fẹ́ wá láàrin àwọn ọmọ adarí wọn gan. Tàbí tó o bá ti dàbí gé ọmọ láàrin ìpẹ́ kí lọ máa ṣẹ̀dá òfin ìgbìrọ̀. Ọjà máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alágbẹ̀dẹ àyànmọ́ ọba tó fi ọ́ dára tó dùn. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o ìwọ náà kọ́ Olódùmarè ọba ní gbọ́dárúgẹ. Sunday o. Pèrègèdè sàǹgbọ̀rọ̀ máa fọ́pù ẹni ọba wọ bẹ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ti di àlọ́yè. Ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbò òòṣà yé orí ìlà pé ọmọ Yorùbá pàtàkì ọmọ ọkọ̀ ní ọ̀hún ṣéwù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́mọ ọkọ̀ ṣe ìwọ lọ́pàá Gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ọ̀pá Gàmbàrí nípa ìsìn ọ̀pá Fúlàní ọgbẹ́ sọ́mọ́pọ̀ ya onítọ̀ọ́mọ Sunday Ìgbò òòṣà yé pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá rẹ lọ òròlú ọmọ tẹ̀láwù ọlọ́dẹ mo sùn lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọmọ àjàtẹ̀yìn àjèjì ní àwọn bàbá rẹ mo dẹ́lu mọ́dà àárín òde wọ́n di méjì báyìí rẹ̀ ta àwọn méjì báyìí rẹ̀ tàgàdà ó di méjì báyìí gbẹ̀ndínlógún ó kan ní àárọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní gbogbo orí ìwà tàgàdà nínú bí àwọn rẹ̀ ọmọ gbọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́kọ̀ ní ìṣòwò akọ̀yìnsọ ọlọ́kọ̀ ní sí ìgbàlẹ̀.
Share the program, please, and invite your friends and come and listen again.
Sunday ọ̀pọ̀ sàmà pọ̀ ogun nínú ogun ló lè lé àárọ̀ ogun ni wọ́n fi jagun bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ bóògùn ọ̀yẹ́ ẹjẹ́ mẹ́tàwọ́ lóògùn náà Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbò òòṣà ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbòmìnira dandan ní. ọgbà gbọ́ o ọlọ́dà yìí o ìlànà Olódùmarè ni wọ́n máa lò ọmọ Adéyẹmọ o dákun mọ́rin àwọn oníṣẹ́ ẹbí ẹ̀tọ́ kálukú mọ̀ fi dùn wọ́n orí kálukú ló gbé ọdẹ́pọ̀ tó dùn. wọ́n máa gbọ́ o gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tàtà ẹni tẹ́wá lóye ẹja fọwọ́pọ̀ agbe ẹni tó lù wá fi sẹ́ agbe lárugẹ gidi ni ẹ̀mí jù wọ́n wọn ò dùn ẹjọ́ òròdù lọ sí ibà méjì kọ́ o ẹni tó lù wá fi sẹ́ náà ọ̀gá tó sí ẹni tó fi
àwọn Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ
akọni jagunjagun
gbogbo lamentation yẹn lè mú kọ̀ọ̀kan wá wàá gbọ́n tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ bí ẹni apín Nàìjíríà
ẹni tó bá ní kó ògùn ní kékeré kó máa fọwọ́ àwọn sí àwọn ayóyè pọ̀ ní kú lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ wá kékeré ọmọ gbẹ̀yìn agbẹ̀dẹ òsì bàtàrí òní kúrú òdòkó tẹ̀ máa gbọ́ àwọn bàbá rẹ tó ti wà níbùgbé ìdájọ́ wọn máa fọwọ́ tí ọ gẹ́gẹ́ ni àwọn alágbá jagun tí wọ́n ti jagun ṣáájú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọ́n máa fi ọtí ọ̀gá gẹ́gẹ́ ni Oòduà Ọlọ́fin ọba àtàlà Báṣọ̀run Àjàká àjàngà tiẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀fọ́ fọ̀fẹ́rí lánàfọ́kúnyá òun lẹ̀ mẹ́rú ọmọdé kò ní sábà aborílá aborí kòkó alùpùpù àbá àkúdú ògèdè ìgbé ẹgbẹ́gbùngbùrù olè jẹ́sà sàbó. gbọ́dọ̀ sọ́kùn ọmọdé yẹn mọ́ ń bọ́ sàkó tí mọ́ ọ̀gùn làyà wáyé náà ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbò òòṣà ló ti rí pẹ̀tùpẹ̀tù tiẹ̀ ṣe ọ̀gbárùgbọ́ alárúgbó ọ̀nùgbọ́lọ̀ rẹ̀ jó ògùn lẹ̀yà ọ̀sẹ̀ pẹ̀yàrí kẹ́ni ọmọ ndé bàbá rẹ lọ
share the program and invite your friends Friday afternoon.
alárúgbó parúmọ́ Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní oṣù olùgbòde gbangba Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ó ti dìbò kóòdù ó ti wà lókè ẹni ẹbá ní ọjà kọ́kọ́
máa jábọ́
máa gbọ́
èyí lẹ máa jábọ́
sórí má bẹ̀rù ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ́
bẹ̀rù kọ́kọ́
orí ní gbogbo
ń bọ̀ lọ́rẹ̀ pa
Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbò òòṣà orí wọn ti
tó bá ní dogun peaceful la máa ṣe.
yẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tó bá lóye akọ́dà yí ọgbọ́ ọmọ Adéyẹmọ ní ẹja fọwọ́tì àti yìí débi tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹja pẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ èmi tún ẹ̀wọ̀ òdù mi kò lè gbé wa dédé kankan pa akọ́dà yí ọgbọ́ ẹja pọ̀pọ̀ ká bí ẹni tó lọ́wọ́ fi sẹ́ni lárugẹ ni ẹ máa gbọ́ oní bó ní ẹsẹ̀ wọ́n máa fara oní ní igi igbó sórí pọ̀ wọ́n dìgbẹ́ ẹ̀rí ni àwọn àgbàlagbà wọ́n ní bí oníbà dúró tọrùn inú tẹ̀gbọ́n tuntun gan ni Sunday ọmọ Adéyẹmọ
I've been on holiday myself. I just came back from holiday. Má ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n máa ẹ̀kẹ́ ẹnu ẹ̀ kó ṣe kí ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ wọn ló dákẹ́ dúró dọ̀ náà. Ìmọ́lẹ̀ thank you. Àrọ̀rọ̀ á máa rọ̀ mọ́ ni.
Àwọn tó mú kọ́jọ́ ò náwáyé má ṣe pé o.
Gbóhùnsókè àṣepè.
Ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àti ọmọ.
22-23 ìlú Ìgbòho ó máa gbóná carnival ni burial ni ìyá ẹ̀ máa wọlé 22-23 ṣó ti ra Ankara àbó ìtì rà 22-23 the burial arrangement goes ahead as planned. There is no changes. It is going to happen this month. Ẹgbọ́n sókè mú bọ̀.
Ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilé tó kó ẹ̀mí àbọ̀ ẹ̀bá nǹkan ọmọ Adéyẹmọ. Chief Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyé bí ara orúkọ tó ń dẹ́rù bó lórúkọ gan-an. Ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sùn o torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú kégbodò láyé títa ríro lẹ̀ dá ń kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. Ọ̀wọ́n irin ni má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣùgbọ́n.
Ẹ fẹ́ gba freedom ẹ fẹ́ ṣe wàhálà. Ẹ fẹ́ gba freedom ẹni kò ní sí wàhálà. Ẹ fẹ́ gba freedom ẹni ẹ̀ ní làágùn. Lọ́gbọ́n tí Putin sọ, the world is changing. Putin is just waiting for us. Ẹ jẹ́ kó laná l'Áfíríkà. Káwọn kó nǹkan kó fi support yín. Àbó òmò bó ṣe ń lọ lọ́gbọ́n interview yẹn. Mo ń bọ̀ olóyè.
Àwọn ẹjẹ́ àfìmọ̀ṣọ kan ká lè débi re. Ẹjẹ́ àjọgbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá. Ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú Alágbàdo Òde. Ọmọ Atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi. Ọmọ Gèdèlè wodò Sànyà. Ìsànyà ò rẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìdí. Omi kò sí náà ń kán sí yín lẹ́nu. Ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho. Ìkan ń ṣe yín ní dábàdàbọ̀. Ìkan ní mọ́ rọra. Ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́. Kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí? Ọmọ òpópó Sanran Ìgbàdé.
Lockdown 22-23. We are heading down to Igboho for the burial of Mama Igboho, the Yoruba nation mother. 22-23. Ṣé wọ́n ti rẹ́dí àbó ìtì rẹ́dí? Àwọn tá ti rẹ́dí, ìwọ tó ìtì rẹ́dí, ó wà lẹ́yìn. Gbóhùn sókè ìlú Ìgbòho à ń bọ̀.
Ìgbòho sùn wọn láláìsí bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ bẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho áfíkàn pọpọ sí ámúkan yòókù bọ Sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ àfiṣẹrù wálé wàràmùjẹ ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ségesège tọ́láwọn òní bomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn òní bomi Sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ìgbà tójú kò fi rí ńkọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi Sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé tí ránṣọ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onírẹ̀lẹ̀ láéláé torí àbá lásán nìkan ń dá òkúta ò ṣe gbé fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ni ti balùwẹ̀ kò pọ́sibú kó dòdò láyé ń bí ó kún díẹ̀ títọ́ domi láéláé ìtọ́ nílé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun má ti bí tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní tilé tó kó.
Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́kùn sí pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò and welcome once again to our live program. This is a live transmission, so if you're watching it live, count yourself lucky. If you're watching it as a repeat, also count yourself lucky. But share the program, invite many of your friends. I've done the same thing on my own end, and I hope some of you will also be following us. We are not live on the MixLR. We have a technical problem on it. Well, we are live on all different platforms from Facebook to Instagram to YouTube and Twitter and the Twitter space as well. So share the program. I'm sure most of you know me. I'm OLAYOMI KOIKI, the Yoruba Nation campaigner. Sito come to Nigeria. I care less. I didn't watch the football. I care less whatever is going on in the football. I'm sure some of you are still even Yoruba want sympathy of the football. Mad people all over the place. What concerns us with football? Let's pull out and have a Yoruba football team, a Yoruba Premier League, a Yoruba basketball league, a Yoruba swimming, a Yoruba different athletics. Talking about football. Crazy people all over the place. Let's start with this. And welcome once again. It's going to be a mixture of Yoruba, English, broken English, and whatever can take in. I think I have enough time. So hopefully by 4 o'clock, we will bring the program to an end. Shout out to every one of you. And I think, say, I'll be that kind of person we go pull out from Yoruba Nation. I'll be welcome. I don't have to be live every day. I've told you that. But I am the last man standing. I was sitting here 3 years ago telling you that Tinubu has nothing to offer. Tinubu is as a criminal as any other politicians. It doesn't matter whether it's a Yoruba man. They're all criminals. Go and listen to Fashola. Go and listen to the former governor of... I don't want to be playing all these their videos because of irrelevant to me. All their videos is no longer relevant. Whatever they want to talk about, go and listen to it from whatever platform. But we will just mention them. Let me first appreciate my mom. And let me appreciate my family. Let me appreciate my wife. Let me appreciate my children for standing firm as the shield from all kind of obstacle in 3 years. That's what you thought. Mo sọ fún yín pé gbogbo ẹ̀ lèmi náà ń lò, èmi náà dúró lásán. Àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yè. You don't know ẹni tó jókòó yìí. 3-in-1 ni mò ń lò. Torí pé mo mọ̀ pé there are so many of you that wants to bring us down from not delivering the message. You want to cripple us financially. Ẹ fi pé tẹ́ bá ti cripple Koikimedia tó lówó tó máa fi operate, kò ní lè gbóhùn sókè ibi tí tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. Tẹ́ bá ti bà platform ẹ̀ jẹ́, tẹ́ bá ti destroy ẹ̀, tẹ́ bá ti report ẹ̀, tẹ́ bá ti gbórúkọ ẹ̀ lọ sí gbogbo ibi tẹ́ ń gbé lọ. Mo sọ fún yín pé àwọn ọba yín gan tó bá tẹ́fá, tó bá gbé fá kalẹ̀ nísìn. Wọ́n sọ fún wọn pé àwọn eléyìí, they are not doing it for anything than just to rescue us from the mess, the menace that we find ourselves in the country you call Nigeria. I am different. I told you that 3 years ago. You were all wondering, who is this young man? Níbo ló ti jáde? Mo kí daddy wa, Mr. Samuel, that spoke to me today, just like many of you. Shout out to my brother. I hope you had a straight trip back to Canada. Yeah. It's been back to back this week. Yeah. I've been around and I've also traveled. But it's good to be back. Each time you travel out of UK and you return back from the airport, the kind of, greetings you hear from welcome back home, that kind of energy gives you like, yes, yeah, man. Shout out to everyone that I met along the routes. Mokentawani, Old Kent Road, very close to NH Restaurant. Mokiba Bawatowa Dibe, in case anytime the Baba video ìpàdé, mo fi Tẹlẹ́dùmarè, mo fi kí yín sà. Mo kí gbogbo wọn láti Old Kent Road, wọnú Peckham. Yeah. Wọ́n náà bí Koiki kọ́ lólè, mo ní kò pé méjì. Any other one will be just our father's children. But OLAYOMI KOIKI, the campaigner for Yoruba Nation, the only spokesman for Oloye Igboho. Gbogbo voice message ni mo ti receive, gbogbo message lórí Oloye. Like I always say, Oloye is 5 president to me. I don't discuss about his security. I don't talk about anything. All I know is that we're going to bury this woman. That's all I can say. Oloye ma lọ sílé. I don't think Joe Biden will travel to anywhere in the world and they will not prepare the ground for him. I don't think Joe Biden would have to travel to UK. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. So when it comes to Oloye Igboho, I am not here to be discussing Oloye's, whether he's going to Nigeria, he's not going to Nigeria. I've listened to everybody's messages. But Oloye will decide on his own with his family. I am just a spokesman. I am the closest to him as well, but he will make the final decision himself. So that is on that. Most of you wants to hear from me, especially as we are now countdown. My own countdown hasn't started. My countdown will probably start from next week. We will be in Igboho and we will bury this, our beautiful mother. She will be buried. So that's all I can say on that. So in case I am not here for that. I am here to enlighten and educate you idiots, especially those of you keeping one Nigeria. Hey, Nigeria is in South Africa. But most of you cannot go to South Africa. You can't get a visa to South Africa. Idiot all over the place. Let's start with the biggest interview of all time, because that is what we should start with. Russia. They wanted to cripple Russia. The West thought they could cripple Russia by presenting all kinds of lies to us, especially in Nigeria. And most people that are outside, I told you that this is your international platform where you can listen to authentic and what is happening. Why are you all crying out now? When I was telling you to tell Babajide Sanwo-Olu to beef up the security in Lagos State, don't tell him to go and beef up the security. No problem. Let's start with this. All we need to hear is just the audio version. We don't need to listen to the full clip. So what I'm going to do quickly, I realize I didn't send this one to myself, so I'm going to do that straight away while we are waiting for that. Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá. Àtẹni tó agree pẹ̀lú wa, àtẹni tó disagree. It doesn't matter now. What matters now is let us all now come back on the round table and get the hell out of Nigeria before Nigeria will sink every one of us. Some of you think that you can fix Nigeria, idiots. But bàbá to fix in Nigeria, ìyá yín ò fix in Nigeria, so ìwọ ló rò kó máa fix. Hey, Nigeria is about leadership problem, idiot, all over the place. Somebody took your identity, took your culture, took your life, took who you are. You are talking about, want to fix that. So we're going to start as I'm going to take you. Number one, I've told you that the Western media are the propagandists. Àwọn kan ní rọ́pọ̀ jù lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Má kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, but ẹ jẹ́ kí n wọnú ètò dáadáa. Mo sọ fún gbogbo yín pé invest in the media. Some of you think that when we come out and say, give us money, no. Even those of you that have given us before, and you want American media to talk about Yoruba Nation. M1. Let me just leave it like that. If you don't know the meaning of M1 by now, I don't care. Go and find out from those in the comment section. It will get to the M1. But before we get to the M1, we need to educate many idiots, Yoruba, idiot Igbos, idiot Hausa, and all the idiots calling themselves one Nigeria. One Nigeria killed now. Hey, Mr. Koiki, they don't kidnap us here, so good luck to you. If you can find money, bail yourself. Because you don't have a government at the moment. You think Tinubu cares? Tinubu went to sit down in France as if he's gone on holiday. Even me, Seb, I went on holiday. I couldn't spend 2 weeks outside. I have to return back because I have a lot of job to do and I also have responsibility. Even as I was outside, I was still working back to back. Support the media. We open a GoFundMe. Oh, you want me to die? You want me to die first before you go and be putting money in my GoFundMe? Hey, we've opened GoFundMe for Koiki because he has passed out bomb bastards all over the place. I'm not talking to the people that understand what I'm saying. I'm talking to the gullible ones. You want me to pass out before you go and be putting money in my GoFundMe that they will open for me. Donate, support, so that we can get our message of hope to the right people. Say, no, we are going to wait for BBC Yoruba and BBC Igbo, BBC Pidgin to come and talk about what is our own quest. So let's start with the part of what we heard from Putin, the biggest interview of all time. If you have not watched it, you better find time to go and watch it. And download it so that you can see the energy of the world that is changing right now. I'm not going to mention names now, so let's just leave it for now because I have a lot to do. And I've been away for a while. So when I go away like that, multiple things happen, but my team have been working back to back. Some of them have been out. We'll be getting more of them coming out after the barrier arrangement. It is not too late. Restricted. Donate owó, gbówó gidi sílẹ̀ ká fi ṣe ìrìn àjò yìí. A ṣì máa ra oríṣiríṣi nǹkan, but owó media la ṣì kọ́kọ́ need nísìn. Ẹ fún wa lówó media. Don't restrict it. The GoFundMe is there, the Kofi is there, the PayPal is there, the Naira account is there, and we appreciate every one of you, no matter how small, that you believe in this platform. Because I told you, if you're thinking that this platform will go and sleep, this platform doesn't sleep. Let's start with this beautiful interview from Putin talking about the bias Western media in America, the bias Western media in Europe and in France, in Europe and in UK, that are telling you, keep one Nigeria. Is that not what Katrina Lang told you? The former British High Commissioner. Hey, go and vote. Get your PVC. Go and vote. Vote. When they dabaru everything, we will ban them from getting into UK. Who cares whether people come to UK? Let's start with this. Interview to Russia.
In the war of propaganda, it is very difficult to defeat the United States because the United States controls all the world's media and many European media. The ultimate beneficiary of the biggest European media are American financial institutions. Don't you know that? So it is possible to get involved in this work, but it is cost prohibitive, so to speak. We can
Well, you've just heard what was said there. The US control the propaganda. Eyamo Yoruba, Taba wake up, Lori Afigba Yoruba nation, the Bandro the America, and draw the UK, and draw the Gugu Ragbaye, it will be waiting forever. They are controlling the media, and that is why you need to fund the media. We have told you that you need to fund this media so that we can push the narrative of our own case of Yoruba sovereignty, Yoruba land, from the monster that are taking us for a ride. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps. Let's listen to it again. This interview have generated 5 million people in 19 hours. 5 million. There's been I will tell you what BBC told us about this interview. The Broadcasting Bias Corporation that was part of the fraudulent amalgamation. Some of you will cry if you don't come back home now, especially internet I should prep me more if you want a program, because this week has been a week that we have a lot to talk about. But I've been catching up through our blogs about our share. Some of you have not shared the program because you are scared to even share it on your timeline. This is the time to let everybody know that the problem in Nigeria is let us go our separate ways so that we can have a better life. We can be a Muslim in Yoruba land. We can be a Christian, atheist. We can control the narrative. We can have our constitution. Most of people, Nigeria ò kì í ṣe country. Èmi ò ní láti ríran. Mo ń ṣe àfáà, mo ń ṣe wòlíì, mo ń ṣe babaláwo. I told you 3 years ago from what Baba Akintoye told us. And asking for self-determination is not a war. The roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria is possible. Separation is not about war. Let's separate. We are just playing AFCON. We are still in love with Nigeria. Hate anything that comes out of Nigeria because Nigeria is a bastard country. Any of the people that say we should keep Nigeria could be bomb bastard. Idiot all over the place. Bomb bastard. Easy. Miami. Let's listen again. This is the interview of all time. 5.3 million more people are going to watch it. It is exclusive. Tucker Carlson long pe bobo yen. He traveled to Russia out of all doubt to go and hear exactly when Russia president gongon don't pe ni Vladimir Putin. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gongon pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ogun? Kí ló dé gbogbo history? What by history lọ́wọ́ èèyàn máa lè ẹni ká keep Nigeria. They remove the history from us when we should be very, very angry and upset. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín. And you are now there talking about Nigeria òṣìṣẹ́. This is not the time for us to be joking anymore. We should all come together and find a roadmap and tell our politicians that we've had enough of the political problem in Nigeria. We should be talking about dissolution of Nigeria. If not, let's listen again. You are waiting for Fox News, ABC. Listen to how BBC put out the interview. Bias Corporation. 2 hours ago. Tucker Carlson, that's the name of the journalist. He used to work for our journalists in America, Fox News, before he left. Or not the activist, because he needs the truth. The truth can only be the one that will prevail you. Oh, le rigbala nínú church àti mọ́ṣáláṣí tó bá kọ́kọ́ free are ní the mental problem tó fi lọ́kẹ́. Ó wá ìgbàlà nínú mọ́ṣáláṣí ọmọ àlè. Ó fẹ́ lọ kírun lẹ́ni. Ó ní freedom. Ó ní ó fẹ́ lọ kírun olórí burúkú. Ọ̀rọ̀ irú kọ́ là ń sọ nísìn. We need to free ourselves from the shackles of the colonialists that have kept us in bondage. Until we return back our freedom, our sovereignty. And that is the only message that we should be pushing out right now. Nothing concerns us with AFCON is playing football. When we are ready, we will then join AFCON as Yoruba nation. Ìlú ìmàgbé club wá gbé team mẹ́ta jáde. Wá gbé Scotland jáde. Wá gbé England. Wá gbé Wales. Lábẹ́ ìlú kan. The whole population of this country is not up to 70 million, but 3 countries represent them in any tournament around the world. Oh, no shit, I want to keep Nigeria. Oh, one do not pay a week pẹ̀lú South Africa. Look, but visa South Africa to be there. Go and get the visa of South Africa. Bomb bastard. I am 6,000 kilometers away. Okay? I even have the right to live here, but I am still angry and bitter. We have freedom. You don't have freedom because this is not my country. Ìlú mi kọ́ lélẹ̀, ìlú mi gangan ló ń pè ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó ti ń bẹ tipẹ́tipẹ́ kó tó di pé àwọn olùṣọ́ lórí burúkú àwọn Britain tó da gbogbo ẹ̀rú níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. And you are waiting for their media to tell you the truth. Ẹ̀ndúró de Linda Ìkejì, ẹ̀ndúró de Túndé Ednut, kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín, ẹ̀ndúró de Gistlover, ẹ̀ndúró de Starblog. Àwọn èèyàn lórí burúkú ni wọ́n, they have nothing to offer. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ wake up. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ti ń ṣe campaign fún Yorùbá media, àwa ló yẹ kẹ́ máa jókòó kẹ́ máa gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ. Ẹ ń gbọ́ àwọn tó jẹ́ pé olóṣì gbogbo wọn pátápátá abẹ́ payroll government gbogbo wọn wà. Èyí tó bá bad nínú Yorùbá nation ló máa mú jáde. Ẹgbọ́n kan tí BBC sọ. Putin take charge as TV host gives free rein to Kremlin. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ gbọ́n kan tó sọ síbẹ̀. Vladimir Putin lecture, joke, occasionally sneer, but not as his host. Wọ́n fi ń ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́. Pé ṣe irú interview tẹ́ kó lọ ṣe nìyẹn. BBC ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kú Aláàfin kú mobile phone lọ fi ń record. Ṣé ọba ìlú yìí nígbà tí Queen Elizabeth kú ẹ̀yin ò rí choreography tó fi project ọba ìlú wọn nígbà tó fẹ́ lọ sí kò ní dá fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá ní ká ṣe keep Nigeria ẹ̀ ní sóríire ogun máa wọlé pa yín ni. Nígbà tí Queen Elizabeth kú ẹ̀ rí program bó ṣe project ẹ̀ fún wa pé ọba ìlú wọn ló kú. Aláàfin kú BBC Yorùbá ń fi mobile phone wọ́n fi ń stream bomb bastard. ó kù díẹ̀ fún gbogbo wa. During the American Tucker Carlson laugh, listen and then listen some more. One try láti portray interview yẹn as nothing. But gbogbo èèyàn ti gbọ́n ẹ̀yin ọmọ adé Yorùbá nìkan lẹ̀ tí mọ̀ pé ẹ wà inú bondage lẹ́wà yóò lò ṣe lórí burúkú tá a fi yọ kúrò. Ẹ ní ṣòro mo sọ fún yín pé ká tètè kúrò ẹ lè fẹ́ lọ dìbò. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ti dìbò tán nísìnyí kílẹ̀ máa ń pariwo fún bomb bastard. Mo ṣe ń warm up ni. Especially when Putin promise of 30 seconds history. Tí bá sọ fún yín pé mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ history nísìn tí mo fẹ́ sọ 30 seconds tó bá wá di 30 minutes mọ́ mi lọ ṣó pọ̀ jù. Èèyàn sọ history nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n just like báwa náà ṣe ń sọ history fún gbogbo yín just like bá ṣe ń pariwo history ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ̀yin olòṣì tí wọ́n sọ fún mi pé èmi ò mọ history tí ìbá tẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣé bàbá kí tó yé mọ̀ and historian sọ fún wa pé there is nothing called Nigeria it's a fake country but yet ẹ̀yin olòṣì ọmọ àlè ẹ̀yin keep Nigeria. Listen again to what the world media is talking about nípa propaganda ẹgbọ́n kan tó tún sọ níbi ìwà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
fẹ́ kẹgbọ́n kan tí interview tó ṣì ń lọ lórí Russia ẹgbọ́n kan tó sọ níbí.
In the war of propaganda, it is very difficult to defeat the United States because the United States controls.
Tí bá ti rí àwọn ìyá alálùbáríkà ọmọlúàbí ni mí àwọn tó jọ mẹ́ta presentation ó máa wọlé gangan in 15 minutes mo kí ẹ ṣe gan ni Grandma Comfort Ológunjà. Thanks so much. After this, I'll go into iṣẹ́ tí bàbá Akíntóyè fi rán mi in terms of wọ́n send video kan sí mi mo wá lọ video yẹn mo wá padà sí ìlú bíi mẹ́fà tí arákùnrin yẹn fi sọ̀rọ̀ tí a máa wá gbọ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ìlú yẹn process by process tí wọ́n fi gbára wọn kúrò nínú ọkọ̀ ẹrú. Sit back tí data bá ti fẹ́ jóná tètè lọ top it up because today is all about education but the first hour mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ fi fún ilé pè ní but wọ́n ti ní kí n slow down there torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ wọ̀ gbé pè mọ́ báyìí nísìn we need the unity at APC àti PDP ẹ̀yà tètè jáde sójú títì ká sọ fáwọn olóṣèlú wa pé enough is enough but tó bá sì ń dúró de western media táwa gbé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ 24 years mi tí mo fi ń gbé nílùú yìí ní gbogbo àwọn grandma oní 35 wà grandma tí ọmọ wa tí brother mi olúwa làṣẹ kọlọ̀n gba Elédùmarè body yẹn wọ́n ti gbé dé London padà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni the body has returned back to London from the Bodija bomb blast. Water gel ẹ ṣáà ti rí fídíò tí mo ní share around video yẹn wọ́n pe kíní ẹni water gel I did a 14-minute explanation about it you can go and watch it ó wà lórí YouTube channel mi but the body of our brother Kehinde Toluwalashe has returned back to London when he will be given a befitting burial. He died in the bomb blast in Ibadan. Let's come here quickly before we go because at exactly 1 hour we're 43 minutes now. Today is the 9th day of the month of February 2024. 8 minutes past 1400 hours. That literally means that 9 minutes past exactly now 2 p.m. because we use 24 hours clock. Let's listen again.
Media and many European media. The ultimate beneficiary of the biggest European media are American financial institutions. Don't you know that? So it is possible to get involved in this work, but it is cost prohibitive, so to speak. We can
Well, you've just heard what
I don't have to play that. That was my own explanation. The video is already in circulation. Now, let's listen to the second part of the video that I was able to crop out. This one is 3 minutes. Let's listen to it. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gbogbo tí wọ́n fẹ́ fojú wọn rí, but yet they were able to hold back. Àwa Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ dúró dáadáa this time around. Kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ èdè pamọ́ nísìn. This is the time to be firm. This is the time to be serious. Àwọn kan ní ẹ má jẹ́ kó tí ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìn. Ìsìn gangan ló gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ because every delay gbogbo alárin tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn. Ọba ti di mẹ́rin tó pa nínú oṣù yìí. Ọba mẹ́rin ló ti pa. How many God knows how many people have died? Mo sọ fún yín pé 28,000 people died during Buhari 8 years. Some of you are asking me for the sat. Wọ́n béèrè pé bo ni mo ti rí rẹ́kọ̀dì yẹn. Níbo mo ti rí rẹ́kọ̀dì yẹn? Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Ẹ pín ètò yìí. Click on the like button. Ẹ like it. Go and deliver the message and come back. We are not live on the Mix LR, but we are live on all the platforms. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. I am your last man standing. Let's listen to this.
Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. The biggest interview of all time. Tucker Carlson with President Putin. I want us to listen to what he said here. Very, very important. Koikimedia. bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
For example, the events in the Middle East, in Iraq. We were building relations with the United States in a very soft, prudent, cautious manner. I repeatedly raised the issue that the United States should not support separatism or terrorism in the North Caucasus. But they continue to do it anyway. And political support, information support, financial support, even military support came from the United States and its satellites for terrorist groups in the Caucasus. I once raised this issue with my colleague, also the President of the United States. He says, "It's impossible. Do you have proof?" I said, "Yes." I was prepared for this conversation, and I gave him that proof. He looked at it, and you know what he said? "I apologize, but that's what happened." I'll quote. He says, "Well, I'm gonna kick their ass." We waited and waited for some response. There was no reply. I said to the FSB director, "Write to the CIA, what is the result of the conversation with President?" He wrote once, twice, and then we got a reply. We have the answer in the archive. The CIA replied, "We have been working with the opposition in Russia. We believe that this is the right thing to do, and we will keep on doing it." Just ridiculous. Well,
so the question now is, who is sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria? Who is supporting terrorism in Africa? All these Boko Haram, ISIS, and all these that are trying now to take our land, our territory, especially those of us that are campaigning for self-determination, the Yorubas. I'm asking the question, who wants to take our territory? Eyomo Yoruba, tan sọ fún pé kẹ́ dìde, ẹ má jẹ́ kó gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. Ẹ lọ wo interview yìí, a máa túbọ̀ máa ṣe analysis lé lórí bí a bá ṣe ń gbọ́ lọ. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. And
that is part of what was discussed. Quite a lot was said. It's a 2 hours interview. I've just managed to finish watching it just before 12 noon. And as I was finishing it, I was preparing for the program. Now, we will go into the conversation. But before we do that, many lamentation is coming. Emma Bina in Nigeria. There's nothing we can do. So lamentation and lament is saying, let's all come together and demand for one thing, self-determination. The right to Yoruba people is not asking for anything. We're not asking for war. Separation is not a problem. Even if it is in the interest of us to separate. So let me first play this. And as I'm playing this, I'll prepare the ground for the message Tiba Bakito sends to me. And after that message, I will then be able to do what I called as much analysis on it. It's a video that was sent to me with a YouTube link. I've watched it, and from there, I decided to build on my own case for the Yoruba people, especially those of us that are asking for self-determination. Bear with me. I want to say where that video is, and I guess it should be here. So, Nipa, I want to lament Nile. I wish we can do something, but there's not much we can do. So it doesn't matter how much you cry. Nobody's going to listen to your cry, because when we were crying, so yes, we want you to come out and protest. Protest is a right of any country around the world. Yes, your government will come after you. Yes, they would like to disrupt the protest. But if that is the only thing that you can do for now, yes, we must do it. And we must all do it. We need about 10 million Yoruba people to be out of the street. Mr. Koiki, we will go out, we shut down everything, and we will ask for one thing. Resolve the problem so that we can have a better life. If not, all this lamentation will continue until something is done. So let's listen to this, and then we will go further into more conversation. Please,
if government work, if they cannot protest, we Yaloja, we go open our nyash, we go open our press, we go protest. Too much stubbornness, too much for this country. But before you the 2,000 naira. Since when my father bought me, I did not buy 1,000 naira pence of Gary. There's selling in 2,000 naira now. It's too much. The savannah is too much. People say it's right. The Rika one rice up to 1,200 naira. For what reason? It's too much to buy meat. With the even the Pama Sajar rice up. Two fish for Chicago. 1,200 naira. 3 of pieces of it. It's too much.
All this ranting is good, but until we are all on the street together, not just few people, every single one of us will be out of the street and we will demand for something. Those of you that still want one Nigeria, you will come out. And those of us that doesn't want one Nigeria, every one of us will come out together and make the push. And that push will start the dissolution gradually of Nigeria. Let's play this, and then we will go into the full analysis of this video that was shared with me by Professor Adebanji Akitoye. I do not own the copyright, but I'm going to let it go through so that we can watch it together or listen. If that is going to, I think we should just listen. We don't have to see it. We should just listen to it. And that way we will then do a bit of my own job on it. Let's allow the advert to go through.
Why some people just seem to
we
be
lost
better.
our own advertisement on YouTube since last year, April. So we haven't made any money from the YouTube, but we are still alive. But thank you so much to everyone that still believe in the Koikimedia and many other medias that are working back to back.
Than others.
History is rife with examples of countries that have successfully separated and developed economically.
I want you to follow this. I have prepared every of this country mentioned, and I will talk about each one of them based on the information that I have as a lecturer. Let's listen to this.
The USA, for instance, split from the UK in 1776 and has since grown into one of the world's leading economies. Belgium, too, separated from the Netherlands in 1830 and has thrived since then. And who can forget Singapore, who split from Malaysia in 1965, allowed it to transform into a global financial hub. One might argue that separation is an avenue for healthy competition for development. Cases in point are Singapore and Malaysia, India and Pakistan, and the triad of Norway, Denmark, and Switzerland. Each of these separations has led to a surge in development, with each nation striving to outdo the others. In the course of history, several nations have chosen the path of peaceful separation. East Timor, for instance, split off from Indonesia in 2002, marking a new chapter in its history. Similarly, Ireland severed ties with the United Kingdom in 1921, leading to the establishment of the Irish Free State. In 1944, Iceland chose to peacefully separate from Denmark, demonstrating that nations could part ways without resorting to violence. This tradition of peaceful separation was also evident in 1905 when Norway and Sweden decided to go their separate ways. One of the most notable examples, however, is the partition of the British India Dominion into India and Pakistan in 1947. Although plagued by communal violence, the actual process of partition was carried out through peaceful means, highlighting that even in the most challenging circumstances, peaceful separation is possible. These examples underscore the fact that nations can honorably separate from each other, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. But let's not forget, separation is not about war. It's about recognizing when a union no longer serves its purpose and making the decision to opt out, just as Ireland did with the United Kingdom in 1921, and as Iceland did with Denmark in 1944 with remarkable ease. It's about giving peace a chance and separating honorably. Countries have also found power in rejecting the names imposed on them by colonizers. Burma became Myanmar, Upper Volta transformed into Burkina Faso, and Gold Coast emerged as Ghana. Each of these nations took control of their identity, and in doing so, set the stage for their own development. So, what does all this mean for Nigeria? It could mean that a peaceful separation is the key to resolving the current ethnicity crisis and spurring economic development. It could mean that a friendly competition between the North, West, and East could lead to significant progress for all. In summary, history shows us that peaceful separation can lead to economic development and resolution of ethnic crises. It shows us that there's nothing wrong with opting out of a union that no longer serves its purpose, and that doing so can, in fact, lead to a surge in growth and development. It shows us that taking control of one's identity, as many countries have done by rejecting their colonial names, can be a powerful catalyst for change. This then could be the roadmap for solving the Nigerian ethnicity crisis and spurring economic development. It's a path that requires courage and conviction, but one that could lead to a brighter future for all Nigerians. As we continue our exploration, we must understand that this proposition is not just a call for separation, but a comprehensive plan, a clarion call for Nigeria to embark on a transformative journey. The potential benefits of separation and restructuring are vast, and they include fostering lasting peace, regional autonomy, and collective prosperity. This transformative journey is about acknowledging the past, understanding the present, and shaping a better future. It's about recognizing that unity does not necessarily mean uniformity, but can also mean diversity in unity. It's about understanding that separation does not necessarily mean disintegration, but can also mean restructuring for better functionality. As we move forward, it's crucial for Nigeria to consider these possibilities, to weigh the potential benefits against the potential drawbacks, and to make decisions that serve the best interests of its people. This is not just a journey for Nigeria, but a journey for every Nigerian, a journey towards a brighter future, a journey towards a new dawn. Anyone struggling with
You've listened to these very 4 minutes. The whole video was just under 4 minutes. You can check it out on YouTube. The roadmap to peace, the case for a peaceful change. So far, this was generated about 10 days ago. I've shared a link already, and I'll also be doing that as we go into the program. So this is where we're going to start the program from this afternoon. I welcome every one of us as we prepare into the conversation. Many Nigerians still want us to keep Nigeria for only God knows why. But some of us that have looked into Nigeria, especially through our leader, and we only have one leader in the movement, and that is Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination. He was the one that shared this particular, YouTube channel for me to watch. And after watching it, I thought it would be nice to talk about it. It would be nice to discuss it. It would be nice to look back into some of those countries that were mentioned. Shout out to every one of you on all the platforms that we are streaming, across board this afternoon. And please remember to share the program so that we can educate many more Nigerians. So I've actually called the program today, in terms of the topic wise. I looked at it, I asked myself, roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria is possible. Oh yes, it is possible without a gunshot, but that is subject to whether every Nigerian be a fellow, above fellow. So what we should be discussing today as Nigerians should be the peaceful option, peaceful opt of Nigeria. When we go back into the history, that many of us have been told lies about the history of Nigeria. We've always been told that Nigeria is a great country, is the power of Africa, and all those lies. If you're still one of those that believe that crap from the Western media, you are still living in denial. So we're telling you right now that the Western media are very biased when it comes to what is happening in Africa that was partitioned in 1884 by the Berlin Conference. So I noted a couple of things down before we go into some of the countries that was mentioned in that particular clip. Roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. Separation should not be about war. I understand that I use the term that we are going to have a war, subject to if there is no peace. If we try every means, and I'm not joking, if we try every means, Nigeria will get into a war between those that are asking for the right to self-determination. It might not literally even start from our end. It might even start from another ethnic group within Nigeria. It could be Arewa, it could be the Biafra, it could be the Yoruba, it could be anyone, it could be the Middle East, the Middle Belt. So the question is, there is still enough room for a proper dissolution. It has been done before. Nigeria will not be the last country where people are asking for their right, especially after the British colonial rule against us. What they did on us is for us to be where we are today. It is now up to us to reverse it. Many of you, I see you now, you go on all these church programs and they are praying for reverse. Sometimes they want you to reverse, they pray so that your sickness is reversed. And we see people give testimony. I have chronic pain, but by the time our prayer happened, it was reversed. So why are we now scared to reverse the narrative about the future of Nigeria. You know, shout out to you, Mokiba Baba, Pastor Emmanuel Togba, Mokiba Intewa, Lori Joko. Please bear with me. I won't be mentioning names because this is a very, very important discussion, and I've been away for some days, so I need to crack on quickly. So when Taban Sokwe, and it's going to be between Yoruba and English, because I am not communicating to Yoruba people alone. I am talking to the world that refuse to listen, so that when the problems start, some of these will be something that I will pull out and say, we talked about this on the 9th of February 2024. We talked about this about 3 years ago, but nobody listened until they will now start moving their own people out of Nigeria. Because that's going to be the first thing they're going to do. They will do what they call evacuation. They will evacuate people that have British passport, American passport. They will bring warship and move their people out, but they will not be able to stop or contain the problem that is about to unleash on the Nigerian government. This is not a threat. The Boko Haram have been threatening Nigeria, but we know that all this is funded by the West as well. We've heard what Putin told us according to the message we heard from him. Let's give peace a chance. It's not about giving a peace a chance to remain in Nigeria. No, we want to have a peace, but we don't want to be part of the shithole country called Nigeria. We want to pull out. If you do not allow peace to come true, there is no chances that there will not be a gas dose. We will end up on the M1. Okay? Let's talk about taking control of our identity. I am not a Nigerian. Yes, we are Nigerian because that is what we were told. I am now 40 plus. I should know the difference between who is a German, who is an Italian, who is a Spanish, who is a Yoruba man. So why are they forcing Nigeria on us? Some of us have been speaking to the West, but they seem not to listen because they're not ever going to listen until there's gas goes on the bottom down there. If you're waiting for America to come and solve this problem, America has so much problem to deal with, especially as they are preparing for the World War III. Again, we can have a better economic development. Ethnic crisis will continue in Nigeria. We will never have peace with each other. Nothing wrong in opting out of a union when it cannot serve its purpose. The purpose of Nigeria has expired, and it has actually expired since 2014. Even if it's never any clause, because some have even argued, there was an 100 years clause. Let's even give and take. There's no 100 years clause. We still have the right to self-determination and say we are not interested in the shithole country that was put together by the British colony as at the time. So pulling out of Nigeria should not mean a war. But what the politicians are telling us is that, oh, we care less. We're not going to be able to do anything. We are going to do a lot. We are going to do a lot. We will make sure that we destroy everything that you are looking up to. I won't say more than that. We will destroy everything, and I mean it. We will destroy every goddamn thing, and we will rebuild again. I'm not mentioning which one we're going to destroy, but we will destroy. I'm going to destroy it. Politician, I'm going to destroy it. We will destroy it. I don't have to give details of what we're going to destroy. Everybody is smart enough to know that that is going to be the end game. That is subject to if there's no peace. I'm going to destroy I'm going to destroy it. Because if we do not destroy it, you will not come on the round table with us. But we are not there yet because we are still in what they called conversation, mutual negotiation, talking. But if you think it's not going to happen, it's going to happen. We will destroy every goddamn thing. That's all I'll say. We will destroy it in your eyes. So it cannot serve its purpose. Nigeria is not serving its purpose anymore. What are the purpose? You think I care about what is happening in the Côte d'Ivoire football ground? No, I'm not interested in that. I want to be represented with my own people. 11 squad with an extra. As I speak to you, I have a Yoruba boy that have traveled all the way to Cameroon. I guess that's Cameroon. He has just returned back to Nigeria so that football. He could have died along the route. He didn't have money to go into aircraft. He had to travel by road. Let me call him if I can get through to him so that we can hear him directly. If you think we are joking, we will destroy every goddamn thing. Everything, we will shut it down. But it is not yet time. Let me speak to him so that I can go on to Ma soruko e fun mi o. Níbo ni ìlú tó lọ láti fẹ́ lọ ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ football tó dẹ̀ padà délé lẹ́ni. Ìlú wo ló lọ? Ivory Coast. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò níbẹ̀? Hello. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò ní Ivory Coast? Ṣó ń gbọ́ mi? Shit, oh country. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò ní Ivory Coast? Let me call him again. He went to Ivory Coast. He wants to be a footballer. But he cannot be a footballer when we are still in the shit, oh country. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò ní Ivory Coast? Mo gbẹ́ dáadáa o. Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò ní Ivory Coast? Ọjọ́ mélòó ló lò ní Ivory Coast?
Mo lọ ọbẹ̀ àbẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì.
Kí ló lọ ṣe Ivory Coast?
Mo lọ fún football trials.
Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́hùn?
Wọ́n ṣe òṣèlú fún ibẹ̀ ni o. Ọjọ́ kí wọ́n gbé ṣara wọn.
Okay. All right.
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú ó pọ̀ díẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ ń bẹ̀.
All right. Thanks so much. That is a Yoruba boy. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo yẹn ní ṣoríire. We will destroy every goddamn thing that you think that you are owing us, that we think that is something that it is important to you. We will pull it down. We will pull it down that it will make a pain so that this kind of pain, Tomo Yoruba don't face, to travel to Ivory Coast from Yoruba land to Rikofegba football. Yet, he was not selected because he's not one of them. He has just returned back to Nigeria today. He has only returned back. He's been to Kenya before. He lives in Kenya. He couldn't make it up there. He returned back to Nigeria. He wants to get to Europe. He can't get to Europe. He went to Ivory Coast. It's just a matter of when and how soon. But for now, all these can still be looked into. But if you refuse that we should look into it, every one of us should go and prepare our mind for the worst case scenario. Whatever that means to you, I don't bloody care. Whatever, go and prepare yourself for the worst case scenario. Go and prepare yourself. It will not be easy. It will be painful. I will be paining there. You will be paining there. Every single one of us will be pain. But we should go and prepare our mind. That is going to be the new norm. Now, let's go and start with America. By issuing the Declaration of Independence that was adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4, 1776, and this was brought to me about 2 years ago by one of our uncles that lives in America. The United States that every one of you wants to run to today, the fight for their freedom, blood spill, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ta sílẹ̀. So gbogbo tẹ́ máa ní ẹ, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká rẹ́jẹ̀ kó ta sílẹ̀. Èmi kàn ṣe àmì díẹ̀ nítorí ẹ̀jẹ̀ máa ta sílẹ̀. And tó bá ní kò ní sẹ́jẹ̀ kó ta sílẹ̀. Go and ask how many Yoruba people have died in this month alone. Many Yoruba people have died that some of you will never even know the cause of their deaths because there's no any opportunity to review what led to their deaths. 13 American colonies served their political connections to Great Britain. The declaration summarized the colonist motivation for seeking independence. It is still the same thing that is happening today. We are still under some of you bastards that will tell us at the independent. Who told you that you've got independent? You don't have any independent. You are still under the British rule. You are still under the Western agenda, from the IMF to the World Bank and the AFB and what all this sugar loan and whatever loan that they keep getting on all. Some of you that are even saying we should keep Nigeria. I wonder why you should keep Nigeria, because they are borrowing so much from you that you don't even know what they're doing with the money. And that has been going on for a very long time. So let's quickly look at, according to the history, the same history that was put away from us. Nobody can go now and look at the government website in Nigeria and say, this is the history of the Yoruba people. Obasanjo, the bastard monkey guy, destroyed that history when he was the president. This is coming from the history.state.gov. Note to readers, milestones in the history of the U.S. foreign relation has been retired and is no longer maintained. The Declaration of Independence of 1776. By issuing the Declaration of Independence adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4, 1776, the 13 American colonies served their political connections to Great Britain. We, the Yorubas, our Yoruba, gbọ́dọ̀ shock Akin. Gbọ́dọ̀ shock Akin. If dagger goes into your chest, we take it out, we stab them back. That is going to be the end game. Because these bastard politicians, as Obasanjo said, they are not ready to move an inch for us. I'm going to destroy gbogbo tó wà lọ́wọ́ yín pátápátá. in Tegbojule, we will destroy it so that none of us will enjoy it again. Into my end up seeing here. It's just that when it's going to happen is when nobody knows. But there is still room for peace. If you are not given that room and you think that you have the Nigerian military, I've told you that the whole Nigerian population can contain the Nigerian military security, the DSS. They can't do as much. But by the time the whole Nigerian security is not up to 1 million. And when the fight starts, the Yorubas and the Igbos, they are not going to fight each other. I'm talking about their military, because you will not see the same gain like you saw during the fake of what took place when the British were fighting the Biafra, but using Nigeria as the proxies. That is what they've done in the past. They were the one fighting the war. But this time around, Toguba Bell in Nigeria, Russia will never support America. Russia will never support the European countries. Russia will never support any one of them. So this is even the best opportunity for us to start what needs to be started. Because Russia will still be able to say, well, let them go their separate ways, because they are not one. But some of you don't understand what diplomacy means. We will use diplomacy, but we will use forced diplomacy when it needs to be. We will shut it down so that way, in Tiengbojule, Tefin travel, Tefin Losoke, Tefin Shigabale Gogomo Yoruba Lori, we will take it back. How can illegal miner? And that takes me straight to Oyo State. I'm going to come back to America. Oyo to prosecute 3 that were held over Ibadan explosion. It was a bomb blast. Bomb blast in Ibadan. Let's go into the article from the Punch newspaper. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde on Wednesday this week received an official report. So this is what they're telling us, that this is the final conclusive of what happened at the bomb blast that led to the death of Kende Toluwalashe. His body has been returned back to UK as I speak to you right now. The same thing, the body of Babawa Oluwagbenga was returned back to America after he returned to Nigeria from Maryland. Is that the way you want us to be dying one at a time? So why not let us shut it down by force? Force is what we'll be using when peace refuses to be listened to us. This is an official report, okay? So whatever I'm reading right now is what the governor of Oyo State is telling me and you, as if we are stupid in 2024, as if we are dumb idiots, and we are the money, our Yoruba Lagbonju, idiot all over the place. Let me read the report, and then I will take you back to why we need Yoruba nation. It took me 15 years with my immigration. Somalians came to our country, take our resources, and it's better we destroy everything. So that when we destroy everything, nobody is enjoying it. Because how can a Malian or somebody from Mali come into the territory that belongs to us, take our resources, drag it away, and then end up creating a bomb blast? And you think we are stupid? Let's read what they are telling us. They think they are stupid. They're talking to stupid people. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde on Wednesday received an official report. This is not an interim report. This is not an official report. On the January 16, 2024 explosion in Old Bodija area of Ibadan, which claimed 5 lives, injured 77 persons, and destroyed 58 houses. The special advisor to the governor on security, Fatai Owosheni, a retired commissioner of police, disclosed to newsmen that the report linked 3 persons to the explosion. Till date, we don't see the face. If it was an Igbo man that carried drug, he go show the face. If na Yoruba man that do ritual, he go show the face. If na Hausa man that also is doing whatever they are doing, we go show the face. Why is it difficult to show us the face of the people that created chaos that led to one of our brother where the mother lives in UK is now crying? We will shut it down. It's just about when you are ready. It's not going to be about me. It's not going to be about Igbowo. It's about everybody now must say enough is enough. 72 hours, I will be on the ground to join you whenever that time comes. It said 3 persons will be persecuted. Lati on the 16th. No picture of these 3 persons. We are looking forward to seeing them at the court when they will be brought to the court. And I hope they're not going to cover their faces just as they've done in the past. Every time they show Chinese miner, illegal miner, they tell them to turn back. But tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ Yorùbá, tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ Igbo, bastard Yorùbá people, ẹ máa sọ pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo kọ́ máa ṣojú wọn. But Mali nísìn wá ṣe jàǹbá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Governor le Yorùbá ò lè fún wa ní ojú wọn. Why are they hiding their faces is what I don't understand. Àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣe yahoo. I don't condone any crime, okay? I live in a civilized society. I do not condone crime. But those that commit crime, it is always quicker for EFCC to slam their face on the social media and in the news. But why is it that we don't have those that have committed this crime in Yoruba land and we don't have their picture? It's just a matter of time. We are telling you now, let us sit down and dialogue. And so no, dialogue. Call Baba Kitoye, dialogue with Baba Kitoye. To ba de stage kan, we will not listen to dialogue anymore. There is still room, plenty of opportunity for dialogue. When the time comes that there's no dialogue, nobody will enjoy anything coming out of Southwest anymore because any show you patapata torí pé ẹ̀yin kó ọmọ Mali ẹ lè fún wa ní ojú wọn. But you can show Igbowo's face that Igbowo brought weapons and all this in his house. But you cannot show us the face of people that created crime. You took 12 people from Igbowo's house. You lambasted their face according to the DSS. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. We will shut down every damn thing in that Southwest. Because when they went to Igbowo's house, they are Yoruba in Yoruba. Ṣé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́ sọ pé oníwọ̀n pé ṣé ẹ̀yin ni ẹ fẹ́ ṣọ́kú nígbà tí wọ́n wọnú ilé Ìgbòho wọ́n pa èèyàn méjì sí Ìgbòho lọ́rùn wọ́n kó àwọn èèyàn méjìlá lọ wọ́n ṣe ojú wọn wọ́n post gbogbo ojú wọn pátápátá sórí social media èèyàn mẹ́ta ló sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé ó wọnú Ìbàdàn. Let's even go with their own narrative with the illegal mining. What is taking Seyi Makinde to show us the face of the people that committed this kind of crime in Yoruba land? We are just warming up. We are just warming up. This time around, it will be very hot. It's just a matter of time. Bomb bastard. When I told you not to go and do election, let us remain like this. Let us continue the firepower from our words that is coming out. Some of you say, I should go and keep quiet. Stop crying now, okay? I don't need all your cry. I don't need all your assistance from talking about let everybody rise up now and shut down everywhere in your own locality. Nobody sending money to any fucking body. Am I being known for that language again? Because I know some of our children are working. I take that back. Let's come again. 3 people will be persecuted. Lati on the 16th. I don't know their face. Nobody knows their face. Nobody knows their name. What kind of country is that? It shows that Seyi Makinde is behind what has happened in Ibadan. We are telling you, we need the faces of these people as quickly as possible. Because when they took Lady K, when they took all the 12 people from Igbowo's house, they showed their faces that these are the people that wants to destroy Nigeria. Now they cannot show us the face of the people that went to Ibadan, in Bodija, to commit this atrocity in Yoruba land. Níbo làwọn èèyàn máa ti rówó láti fi kọ́lé padà. Àwọn tó kú kí la máa ṣe fún wọn. Kẹ́hìndé Tolúwaláṣẹ that has returned, they've returned the body back. And they've also got a GoFundMe. We hope some of you will go there and donate to the family. They've returned the body back from that crazy country. How can you want to go to Nigeria and you go into fasting? Bomb bastard country. We will pull it down. I don't have to speak everything out. I will be speaking in proverb. Don't ask me to explain further. Explain further. Everybody knows it's going to be the end game. If the politician refuses to listen to us, many Yoruba people are outside struggling from Cairo to Libya to Qatar to Kuwait to UK to America. We are struggling because of you bastard politicians. It is just a matter of time. Let us sit down now as Omoluabi and discuss this situation. If not, say I'm shouting from London. That is how I was shouting 3 years ago. Oh, you bastard. I told you not to go and vote. You told me there will be election. Sit back and enjoy the Nigeria before it breaks. The report, it was learned, compromised findings of medical, security, engineering teams that was set up by the government. We appreciate the rapid response of all the security, the medical. We are not going to bring those down. We are so grateful that you saved our many lives. But this could have been avoided when I was crying I met one of my videos about 3 years ago after the attack somewhere in Lagos State. There was an attack as well in Ibadan then, 3 years ago. If we have been able to defend ourselves, where should the Malian be coming? I got to this country with a visa. I refused not to go out, but my details was captured. For 15 years, I was struggling to get a status. It's just a matter of time. According to the report, addressing the newsmen shortly after the presentation of the report, Owoshedi said, 3 persons of interest. I want us to listen to this area very carefully. 3 persons in your meta. I'm trying to do the Yoruba. Bear with us, my brothers from the Biafra. I know some of you are listening, but I'm speaking Yoruba because I got to capture some of our people that probably, not that they don't understand English, but sometimes they say my English is just too fast for them. But my little Yoruba that I understand, I will try, to make sure that we can replicate it in the program. One year in your meta are people of interest. Why are they shielding terrorists? Why are they shielding people that are illegal migrants? Yet they cannot shield Nigerians when they commit crime. Somebody will just steal bread. They will post the picture all over the world. But 3 people commit this kind of atrocity. Till date, no picture, no image, no names. We are just being told, oh, they are now going to prosecute 3 people. We are looking forward to the court case, and I hope that is not going to be something that will be delayed. Let's go further. And I need to get the water. He explained the 3 persons of interest have been identified. So that means they have them in custody. Why is it taking longer for them to tell us who these 3 individuals are? In connection with the cause of the unfortunate incident, they will face persecution based on investigation that has been carried out. He also explained that a closed cycle television in one of the affected houses, and only CCTV. Remember, this is a very eyebrow area. It's not like a face my face show. These are wealthy Yoruba people that live in that area, just like people that live in Ikoyi. So there was a footage of how the incident happened. If you want to watch my 14-minute interview analysis about this, where I showed you the explosion. I'm not going to show that, but you can go on my YouTube channel. I've done all that already yesterday. So it was through this footage, the closed cycle television in one of the affected houses, that was captured the footage of how the incident happened, stressing that the state government will bring the perpetrators to book. We're looking forward to that. But there is something that was used. The character, I want us to take note of this word. The character of the explosive is known as water gel type based explosive. Water, omi, gel, only the kind of explosive. So look, I did a 14-minute. Go and see that video. It is very, very important. So I'm just going to move swiftly because I still want to go back to the topic of today. The explosion was triggered by the electric spark. That is what we are told. But do you know that there could be somebody that has created this water gel somewhere and then put an electric spark because they wanted to kill many Yoruba people, because they wanted to destroy us? Let's even go with their own narrative. The question is, if intelligence was right, if security was perfect, yes, I understand UK missed out of security in 2006. There was a terrorist attack in this country. But we have been complaining about Fulani terrorists. But what we didn't talk about is the Malians, the Senegalese, other Africans that are also coming into the territory through the porous border, especially when we know that there's so much of it in Oyo State. So the government of Oyo has now released this official report of the incident that occurred on the 16th of January last month. The character of the explosive is known as water gel type based explosive. And the explosion was triggered. In one control triggered was the electric spark. Was it deliberate or was it not deliberate? All these must be challenged when these 3 people come to court. But we know that somebody is protecting the interest of these criminals. And remember, when we say support Koikimedia, we make sure to specifically add it is voluntary donation. Support is very, very important. Thank you so much for those of you that continue to do so. The government will check on the immigration status of the people of interest. It is now they want to check their immigration status. When I arrived in this country, I came with a visa. I said I'm not going back. There's nothing wrong in that. I decided to stay here, and it took years. I was detained before. I was put in the detention camp. There's nothing wrong in that. I was taken, I was captured, my fingerprint. But we have people living with us that we don't even know who they are. They're just sleeping and waking up, and we don't even know their ideology or their interest in Yoruba land. So they are now, the governor of Oyo State, or the government of Oyo State is now saying, we will check, after they've committed the crime, we will check on the immigration status of all the people of interest, since a majority of them are from Mali. Did you hear that? Majority of the people that commit crime are from Mali. Yoruba. Àsìkò yìí is not about APC, PDP. All these criminal politicians, they know what to do to put discord among us. They've done that in the past. We've stood our ground, especially our self-determination campaign. So our Tawara on the other side, listen, let us be a little bit patient with them. They thought that Tinubu is the whole. Tinubu is just another puppet of the West. He has nothing to offer. I have told you that from day one. He has nothing to offer Yoruba people. So Bogomo Yoruba got to rise up together and move together in one uniform. With 10 million Yoruba people on the street of Southwest, the Southwest will crumble on top of Nigeria. We are the one holding back. We will not need a gun, but we will need people that will carry it to protect us behind us. And if the military refuse to listen and they make one shot, we will take what they have and we will shoot them back. It's as simple as that. Because we will be coming out as a peaceful protest. I know people will say protest cannot work, but something leads to something, because we are not criminals and we are not terrorists. But whatever is going to happen, let us sit down now. Nobody should be talking about any nonsense Jagbajanti's election in 2027. The politicians are already preparing their mind for that. Think like that. If you are still a Yoruba man today, Yoruba woman, young, old, talking about another election in Nigeria, then you are a bastard Yoruba man, because you have lost your culture, your language, because of what the British created. So I'm going to move swiftly, because I want to go back, and I'm very conscious of time. 10 minutes before 3 p.m. This is a live transmission. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, known as Koikimedia. I am your last man standing. We will create the pain back to you all and your politicians that have created pain on our lives for a very long time. The government will check on the immigration status of all the people of interest. Since a majority of them are from Mali, how they got to Nigeria, only God knows. The street where the incident happened was Aderiola Street and not Dejo. Who cares about where it happened? Crime has been committed already. All this is not needed. We have been able to report that swiftness with which security, all that is just blah, 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 blah. I'm not interested in that. Now, let's talk about the water gel quickly. Water gel explosive. A water gel explosive is a fuel into my binoni. It's spark. Bah! And that's exactly what happened. For those of you that are watching me on the software, let me give you a background image of what that looks like quickly before we move. That's some of the only people that are watching us on Koikimedia. I will not be able to do it. At the moment, I'm still struggling. I told you we need your support, we need your assistance, but it seems that many people are saying we don't need any help, and they're not really, preparing to give us the kind of support that we need. But we will manage so far with what we have, and I know that when the right time comes, many of you will support, but for now, it seems many people are not interested in supporting this platform. Those that are supporting, we appreciate you, but you're waiting for the BBC and the other news to come and give you exactly what I'm giving you in terms of this information. They're never going to do that. So, enter our Lori platform, Koikimedia YouTube. That is the bomb that was used, okay? Don't let anybody fool you. That is the bomb. That is what it looks like, the explosive. It is known as water gel. Water gel explosive. That is what Governor Seyi Makinde is telling me. I'm not the one making this up, okay? A water gel explosive is a fuel-sensitized explosive mixture consisting of an aqueous ammonium nitrate solution that acts as an oxidizer. I'm sure those are the physics, or those are in those areas will understand what I'm talking about. Water gels that are cap incentive are referred to under United States safety regulation as a blasting agent. And that is exactly the job that it did. It was a blasting agent. It was used to blast Ibadan. It was used to blast and kill innocent Yoruba people. And today, we don't even know the pictures of those that were killed. So let's leave all that now and go back to the next country, Belgium Revolution 1830. So Belgium Revolution 1830. You're still watching Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. We appreciate Professor Adebanji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group. We appreciate Dr. Oloye Sunday Igboho, also the leader, and many other leaders across the globe. Tomorrow, the Yoruba Youth website will be launched, and make sure you follow all the platforms that will be streaming that. I've been very busy. I've been traveling in between, and I'm sure the reason why when I go quiet, if you're on my Twitter, you will know that I don't sleep. Anytime I say good morning, that means I am fully awake. So let's go into the next country that also got freedom. Freedom is not something you buy from Tesco. You don't buy it in the in one of your local shop. You don't buy it from the booker shop. You will fight to take it. Sometimes it will be painful, and politician knows that, but they've used hunger. When the right time comes, you will do exactly what you did. By now, everybody should be looking for where they keep the food. Like COVID, just bust it. And you let me bust wherever the food are and take it. It's yours. Because at the end of the day, you need enough energy and strength to fight back. And that's what they're doing. They are keeping you like that so that you don't have strength. When you don't have the strength, how are you going to fight? Start looking for where they keep the food if they're not provided. I know that Tinubu said they should release 42,000 metric tons of food. All that will be resold back to you, so you should keep your eyes very, very clear open. My name is still OLAYOMI KOIKI, and as we appreciate Baba Akintoye, I go straight to the next country. The revolution was due to a combination of factors. The main one being the difference of religion. I want you to take note of the reason why there was a Belgium revolution. It has to do with religion. There is a fanatic Islam in Nigeria today that are already entrenching into the Yoruba territory. These are not true Yorubas. They are Fulanis that are now speaking Yoruba better than me and you. So the revolution was due to a combination of factors. The main one being the difference of religion. And please, 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 I need a vehicle to take my team to Igboho in diaspora. Or if you have some car at home, please, share that car with us. We will return it back after use, because the team will travel ahead of days before the Igboho mother's burial on the 22nd, 23rd. I need a vehicle in case you come across this broadcast. If you have a vehicle that you can spare us for the week, I will return it back. I can assure you that it's just to take my team to Igboho. If I have a big bus, if not, we're going to need 2 different vehicles. Please reach out to me on my numbers, which is already in the public domain. The revolution was due to a combination of factors. The main one being the difference of religion. The Catholic in today's Belgium, the Protestant in today's Netherlands, and the general lack of autonomy given to the South. Most of the institutions were based in the North, and the public bodies were unevenly distributed. So you can see that the reason why we are crying today, the reason why we are shouting today, is because there has been uneven in that contraction called Nigeria. All this was purposely done so that there will never be peace in Nigeria. So most of you that are looking for peace, you will not find peace going to watch Ndai Keji. You will not find peace going to listen to Gist Lover, Tunde Ednot, Easter Blog. There's no peace in all those platforms. The only peace that can give you peace. Yesterday, I was, it's just that I can't show you those kind of videos. BBC was doing a program yesterday. 24 years old police officer. Come and see how smart all these children are. I mean, I still call them children. 24 years old. Some of them one started at 21 years old. Smart. And to will program your Lori BBC 3. That know about in the comment section. Smart. Some of them were working in Nando's before, according to one guy, but he decided to become a police officer. But I was telling my wife, I said, look at all these, policemen and women. But the moment they put on that uniform, it is that uniform that you respect, because they're not going to ask for bribe. They're not going to do anything. If they do anything, even as we know that there's racism in this country, you can still ask for the police commissioner to look into it. It was aired on BBC 3. And as I was watching it, I was looking at many fake Nigerians calling themselves Nigerians. Most of it cannot even become a police officer in Nigeria. 21 years old. There was a particular Asian girl, very beautiful, young. She don't even get body. Now she did drive the car. And when they stopped this guy, the guy was drunk. And as they was trying to brutalize the other guy, there was another person that says, he's my husband, my mother ex. And the girl was saying, smart young girl, can you please keep quiet? we are now giving this guy, when police stop you and they're going to arrest you because they realize that the guy was over drunk, over the limit, and they say you are now under arrest, and they have to even tell somebody is arrested his own officier, because it does not mean that even if you're arrested, you still have the right until you are still guilty until proven otherwise. That is why Dizani, she's still moving around in London. Next year, we are bringing her back to court. But what people are better at 11 p.m. because she's a flight risk. So, as they were telling the young man, don't call you have the right to remain silent. The other one was disturbing. And this young, beautiful police officer was saying, can you keep quiet, please? With total control. Keep quiet. We are telling him now that he's under arrest. You want me to arrest you as well? This is the kind of society we're looking for. Idiot all over the place. You think they can find that society by going to snoop inside all these bomb bastard, calling themselves influencers, deceiving you. People like Davido, they're deceiving you. People like Tiwa Savage, they are deceiving you. They are, go and look at Eniola Badmus. They are all deceiver. Go and look at Sheyi. Hey, Sheyi Omotinubu, Sheyi Eko. You will all cry before we break that country. So, now, let's just ask question again. What led to the Industrial Revolution in Belgium? Belgium was the first continental country to follow the UK into the Industrial Revolution due to the introduction of the steam engine at the end of 18th century. It started by industrializing the textiles industry. But how 200 years of industry shaped Belgium's identity? So I'm just looking at different things surrounding that. Then we move straight to another country. Again, despite its history, one thing still links the Flemish and the Wallo part of Belgium together. If you bring me from 17B stamp at post office 23/8 with permit 15C, I will tell you what it is. Today, listen, idiot, small country are doing very well. Say big buffoon elephant called Nigeria. Today, a small country renowned for its linguistic battle. They don't speak English. English is not their first language. They don't care about English. How many of you know they watch Messi? English made on the Messi, so now they watch Ronaldo. Which how many English did they speak? At least I was watching Messi. He was meant to play, I think, somewhere in Hong Kong. He refused to play, all that, blah, blah, blah. When they were telling him, he can't speak English because English is not his country language. Yeah, they're speaking English. Today, a small country renowned for its linguistic battle. It is hard to imagine that only 150 years ago, Belgium was the first industrial nation on the continent and the second in the world. Karl Marx, who lived in Brussels from 1845 to 1848. There was nothing called Nigeria at the time. Called Belgium the paradise of the continental liberalism. In 2017 CM, Cochrane Maintenance and Ingrid celebrated its 200th anniversary in steering near Ligue. Against this background, we trace the root of Belgium's current political and economic situation. Belgium, as we said earlier, was the first continent country to follow the UK into the Industrial Revolution due to the introduction of the steam engine at the 18th century. It started by industrializing the textiles industry. We had the same, beautiful textiles industry in Yoruba land until it was destroyed. I think this, my other laptop as well, is now creating a lot of problem. Okay, it's charging again now. From any problem the last broadcast I did. Again, let's move swiftly. So, as we continue to look into what was the Dutch invasion of Belgium in 1831, 10 days campaign was a failed military expedition by the United Kingdom of the Netherlands against the secessionist Kingdom of Belgium between the 2nd and the 12th of August 1831. The campaign was an attempt by the Dutch King William I to halt the cause of Belgian Revolution, which had broken out in August 1830. So you can imagine they were having a revolution from August 1830 up to August 1831 for 1 year. So Yoruba got to prepare mind whatever is about to happen in Yoruba land might last for 1 year or 2 years. Yesterday I was watching again a documentary where people are living inside the bunker in America. People are worried. A woman stocked something that she can eat for 5 years in case anything happened. And there was another man that bought this old, nuclear bunker, 15 foot under the ground, paid a lot of money to buy it with investors. And during the COVID, 19 families were able to live in that particular bunker during the COVID. So most of you that don't have money to buy anything, what we should prepare for is that whatever is going to happen is not going to be the end. It will just mean that we are moving from what we are currently into something much better. We have less about an hour left into this program. My name is still OLAYOMI KOIKI. We've done already 1 hour, 41 minutes. I'll continue to share the program and invite many of your friends as we're still talking about Belgium. So again, let's look into Wikipedia on the Belgium Revolution. The Belgian Revolution was the conflict which led to the secession of the southern province, mainly the former southern Netherlands, from the United Kingdom of the Netherlands and the establishment of an independent kingdom of Belgium. What is our problem to set up our own independent Yoruba nation, our own sovereignty? Why are we scared? It's because you think that you will wait for one king, you wait for one politician, you wait for the European countries to come and tell us what to do. All these are not going to tell you what to do. We will have to do what needs to be done to move away from Nigeria. The people of the South were mainly Flemings, and that means that Flemings are the Germanic ethnic group, native to the Flanders, Belgium, who speak Flemish, Dutch, Flemish people who make up the majority of the Belgians. So you can see that we are the majority, but we are now having, the Meati Allah that was only set up in 1970 in Castina. It took them 17 years. It was when Babangida came in that we were able to know that they have what it takes as an organization to represent the Fulani people in Nigeria. But today, they are now telling us that they are better than us. Even I can see that one of the governors said that they should not bring food, they should not allow food to be leaving their state or whatever their nonsense, after they've destroyed the Yoruba land and all their nonsense that they've done on our territory. Both peoples were traditionally Roman Catholic, as contrasted with the Protestant-dominated Dutch reform. Just like, I have to explain, just like we the Yorubas now, yes, we have Onisheshi, we have Christians, we have Islam, but we are very, very civilized people. We live together conducively until the Fulani started infiltrating us, until they went to Ilorin and killed as many as they can kill and take away that part. And now today, you see people like Saraki. I told you Saraki is not from Nigeria. Saraki is not from Nigeria, he's from Mali. So they have now established their clan and they are now building what they call a space within our space. So we are now having conflict, not with the true Yoruba people that are Islam, that are Christians, that are Onisheshi, but with the Fulanis that have breed along the line with us. This was what led to the Belgian Revolution. So I'm going to move swiftly to the next country. Singapore split from Malaysia in 1965, precisely the 9th of August, 1965. Singapore separated from Malaysia to become an independent and sovereign state. When we come out of Nigeria, we will have a better opportunity. Economic-wise, we'll be able to resolve our differences as Yorubas. We'll be able to work out what belongs to us and how we can manage our lives, just like many countries are doing. There will be problems. There will be issues, but that will be within ourselves. And anybody that wants to live with us as at the time would have to go through a rigorous immigration rules, just like I'm living here. The British they continue to do a lot of changes. I was watching more changes that is happening to become a British citizen. I was watching that video a couple of days ago. So on the 9th of August 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia to become an independent and sovereign state. The separation was the result of a deep political and economic differences between the ruling parties of Singapore and Malaysia. Just as some of you are saying that, oh, it's because Tinubu is there now, we have gone quiet. You're crazy. Nobody has gone quiet. There will always be people that support this evil agenda called Nigeria against those of us that are with Yoruba Nation campaign. So some of you that are saying, oh, because Tinubu is there now, we have, thank you so much, Peter Pan. And he went further with his super chat, says, the true gospel leads with living a prosperous life here on earth. Let me complete that before we move forward. Thank you so much again for the super chat. You went further to say, the true gospel leads living a prosperous life here on earth, not when making humanity wait or enjoy that in one paradise. Truth is indeed lonely. And like my grandma used to say, there's nothing called afterlife. Just do your best as humanity here and live the afterlife to yourself. Nobody has gone and come back and told us that's exactly what is happening there. Let us first deal with ourselves here, have a better life. But the most better life is having our own independent sovereignty out of Nigeria. The Biafra the same, the Arewa the same, the Middle Belt the same thing, and as many countries. We can have 10 countries coming out of Nigeria and stop asking us, how are we going to fund ourselves? You're crazy. The one in Nigeria, how have they been funding you? Bomb bastards. Let's go back to Singapore. So it was because of political and economic differences. Right now, we are seeing pressure on Tinubu. There's pressure now from the north because they are not comfortable. They've always loved the power. And that is why we are saying to Tinubu, if you fail to give what your people are asking you, which I don't trust you, it will be a more problem after your fraudulent election that you won, because you have only up to 2027. I know you're going to rig the next election, but I do not pray that we even go into another election again. I warned us, I told us, you all told me to shut up, that you want to use your PVC. Idiot, the Igbos, they left Biafra running after Peter Obi. Peter Obi can never be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Rather, the North will even be the one to fight the Igbos. They will never give the Igbos opportunity to become the president. So the North hate the Igbos just like we hate them, just like they hate us. But right now, everybody can go their separate ways and we can walk an alliance with each other, just like as Russia has been cut out from the world, they still have alliance with many countries around the world. So if America think that they can break the bone of Russia, they're wasting their time. Go and listen to Tucker Carlson with interview with the Russian president. It was a 2 hours interview. It is the talk of the show as I speak to you right now. So August 9, 1965, a day will come when that day will be the official end of Nigeria. And all this your bastard woman called Oritiri telling you that she has got a Yoruba nation for you. You're crazy. There's nothing called declaration of Yoruba right now. But there will be a day. Shout out to my beautiful mother. And happy Friday. Salam alaikum. The 9th of August 1965 will be a day that the Singapore will continue to remember as the day that they left Malaysia. One day will come. That day is not going to be televised, but it will be something that will be proclaimed by the true indigenous people of Biafra, true indigenous people of Arewa, the Hausas, there's a true indigenous people of the Middle Belt that they are killing in the Plateau Jaws, where we've been telling them that this is not about anything more than ethnic cleansing. The time is now. Nobody should be talking about any shithole election again. The conversation now should be a peaceful roadmap or a roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. If you don't give room for peace, there will be war. There's nothing like that. Look, war is going on right now between many countries around the world. There's different kind of war. There's economic war. The one in Nigeria is more than war already. The separation was a result of a deep political and economic differences between the ruling parties of Singapore and Malaysia, which created communion tension that resulted in racial riots in July to September 1964. So that means from July 1964, they fought hard to make sure that they pull out of Malaysia for 1 year. Omo Yoruba, elo múra sílẹ̀. Look, I understand some of us are trying to pray by saying, God, it's going to happen. It's a fact. All the indices is indicating that Nigeria has sunk. But the politicians from Tinubu is trying to hold it together. And like I said earlier, we will take down everything that they think that they're enjoying that is precious to them. Whatever that means to you, put it in your chest. So we've looked at America, Belgium. We are now looking at Singapore, Malaysia. We can see that it is taking a year to pull out of the country that they were in. So it might be the same thing in Nigeria as well. It will take about a year, subject to when every one of us are ready to pull out. So that means that if we start today, it will end till next year. And we can already start running things before then. So let's go a little bit into the National Library Board. I'm still on the Malaysia and Singapore. On the 9th of August, 1965, but it was not on the 9th that they started. That is what Intipofeke Gboniye. Kò on the 9th ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní 1965. Wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní July 1964. That means that for 1 year, they were pushing and pushing and pushing. Only God knows how many people die along the line. But idiot Nigerians now wants to go and study in Singapore. Some of you wants to go to Malaysia. But people, as at that era, fought to pull out. So the reason why we are saying that it will be painful, but some of us will enjoy it, some of us will die along the line. There's nothing we can do to that. There's nothing we can do to that. And Toba Makuni, as at this time, of that time, Tamafikuro, Omaku, Ontelo Manipeko, Niku, Kosi, people are dying every day for so many things that we cannot even be coming on the social media and tell you. So stop telling me that Iberogulamo, Moparie, you're a bomb bastard if you're one of those telling me that nonsense. Iberogulamo, Moparie. When we start it, we will open all the borders. Food will come in. At least more people will not die. Right now, most of you are dying because you cannot eat a rice. We will open the borders. Things will be opening. They'll be throwing bomb there, but yet life will still continue. Do you know how many people have died that the Israel have killed in Palestine? More than 30,000 innocent lives have been killed by Israel because they say they are defending their country. So when that time comes, let us also expect death. Dying is not an issue. Fighting for that freedom to pull out. Some of you now want to go to Singapore. Why do you want to go to Singapore? When they were fighting for their freedom in 1964 for 1 year, some of you, your forefathers, our fathers still believe in Nigeria. Because as of 1964, Nigeria was just a very young country that got independent. But Bakitoye told us that he traveled to Singapore in 1982. And let me give you a breakdown quickly of what Singapore in terms of where they are today. So some of you idiots that will come online and be thinking that you're going to be telling us that, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Go to Singapore now and see the kind of life that they are living. Singapore, the whole population of Singapore is 5.5 million. Singapore, officially the Republic of Singapore, is an island country. I'm sure some of you remember, no, that one was South Korea. No. Singapore, let's look at their life expectancy. That is what I just want to look at. Their life expectancy, 83 years old. And in Singapore, you are all dying individually. That is why you are looking for spiritual water. That is why you are looking for miracle. I love miracle as well. But miracle is different from let us first put you on the MRI. Some of the people that come on this program, what God cannot do does not exist. They will first say, we have gone to the hospital. Pastor, I don't have to mention the name. Some of you know the church I'm talking about. They will first say, doctor, pastor, when they're giving their testimony, pastor, I went to the hospital. That hospital did MRI scan on me. They checked everything. They said I have this surgical clever cancer. They have this, I have that. But during your prayer, something then happened. But Oloshi people, you don't want us to first do surgical surgery for Nigeria. The surgical surgery is going to be the pain that will give us the prayer that we have all been praying for. I love prayer, I love miracle, but there will be heat. That heat gone before the prayer will come on top of it. Endure the prayer. So you think that prayer will move people out? No. People must be determined that we will move out and the prayer will sustain us so that maybe there will be less bloodshed. Maybe they will even listen to us. But all these bastard Yoruba politicians, all these bastard Igbo politicians, all these bastard Hausa Fulani politicians, all these middle belt politicians, they are all thieves. And they'll continue to tell you billions, billions, billions. Let's shut it down now. That is the only way we can have a better life. I will be on ground 72 hours. Don't bastard. Stop asking me when I'm coming home. I will be home when that time comes. But for now, the time has not yet arrived. A life expectancy. I don't have to look at the Nigerian one. They tell me it's 53. Some of you have died at the age of 21. Tolu Loparotile is an example. I can give you, I don't have to go far. Tolu Loparotile died at 21. Jumoko Yeleke, she was less than 24 years old. Belumi, a young journalist like myself, was shot. His body was dumped at the General Hospital somewhere in Ikorodu. It was not even up to 24. Bamishe died. It was not 24. Our brother that died at Odota last year, January, he no carry weapon. All he did was asking for Yoruba Nation. Police shot him dead. 5 generations died that they were not up to 30 years old. So you can see the difference between you, Mohbad. Thank you so much. May God bless the family of Mohbad. But you will never get justice for Mohbad in Nigeria. Maybe when Nigeria split, we will be looking for justice. All you all that are working hard for justice for Mohbad, continue the push. It will just be a record. But you will get justice for Mohbad in Nigeria. We never got justice for our Chief Justice, Uncle Bola Ige. There was never justice for so many people that were killed. People like Dele Giwa, Fela Nicola Kokuti's mother, and so on and so forth. Write your own inside the comment. Moki Oboyin Grammar, don't get scared. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa sọ pé Koiki àyà wa ń já. Ẹ fọkàn yín kó lé. Ibi tó bá lé la ti ń bá ọmọkùnrin tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà ò ní tẹ̀lé wa lọ. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ báyìí la máa dìde la máa lọ. If you think that our grandmothers are 70, they will not be able to come out. But they will be at home looking after the young ones. We will all be out there. I will be on the ground with you, okay? So let's go back swiftly. So let's touch a little bit more. So remember, 1965 was when officially Deborah, that was also killed. Thank you so much. 1965. But it took 1 year. So some of you think that it's going to happen overnight. No. Oh, Koikimedia declare Yoruba Nation. You're crazy. You declare a country when you can be able to take control. And I can see that the Biafra coins will be coming out very soon. Maybe you don't know that. Very soon they will stop using that dilapidated Olosholori Buruku money that you call Naira. The money that has no value. This is the Naira. The value continue to depreciate. You have 50,000 Naira in your account, leave it there for another 6 months. Only God knows if you will get 1,000 Naira out. Go and ask people that have enough money there. Your money continue to dilapidate on a daily basis. The exchange rate is almost eating 2,000 Naira to a pound. You will cry. Inflation is 2 digits. So, 1,888 ni owó làárọ̀. Thank you so much, ma. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn alásàlọ́ tó parapata, mo kí gbogbo àwọn Muslim, mo kí àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe, àbọ̀rọ̀ àbọ̀yè. So I'm going to move swiftly because of the time, because I have to be out of this broadcast before 4 o'clock. So I'm going to move to the next country. This is going to be a continuous program, especially roadmap to peaceful dissolution. I know there's nothing called peace, but we hope that we can still find a peace to the solution on the ground. There's nothing that says that we cannot find a peace. We can still find peace, but subject to whether politicians are ready. Anytime comments. Sorry, I cannot mention names. Hopefully I'll try before the end of the program. I am not perfect, but on this journey, anything goes, okay? So don't try to look for perfection. We are fighting something that is monster, and that means it will be dealt with in different language, different ways, and different communication. And I'm not your usual journalist, okay? Now, let's look at India-Pakistan split. It ordered that the dominions of the India and Pakistan be demarcated by the midnight of August 14 to 15, 1947. And that assets of the world's largest empire, which had been integrated in countless ways for more than a century, be divided within a single month. When Nigeria breaks, some of you that are asking questions, our properties were, look, everything will be divided. Everybody knows what belongs to who, what belongs to you, what belongs to mine. We know that now within the territorial space that we are. So even if anybody has built anything on our land, We are not saying that people should move their stuff out. We are just saying that whatever needs to be taken out within a month or 2 months, we will give it back. We will split the debt in Nigeria among all the countries that came out of Nigeria, and we will start a new life. A new constitution will be written. Everybody will accept that constitution. That will be listened to. That will be, for me, the 1999 constitution does not represent you, neither does it represent me. So some of you that are saying that we should keep Nigeria, you are just keeping it for the criminal politicians that are using us to play kalu-kalu, and with their girlfriends and their even boyfriends, because some of them are, I'm sure you know what I mean by that. Let me not go into all that details. So now let's quickly look at, what led to the partition of India, like a summary from the Britannia, because these are references in case you want to go and read it yourself. Britain Parliament, that British Parliament that I've been there a few times, they are not going to do anything until there's M1 solution between us and Nigeria. They know that already. They are preparing for the worst case scenario in Nigeria, but they are waiting for us to activate, but they can see that we are not yet ready to activate because it looks like there's one spiritual something that is holding us back. We need to break that gene and move out. Abroad, I understand. Some of us have prepared our mind. I've told you that 3 years ago. So stop telling us, something that, will give us, these, Iberu. Ibitoba le Latin bomokunrin. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Ibitoba le Latin bomokunrin. So gbogbo yẹn brothers what man pè Koiki ẹjọ́, especially when it comes to Igboho, ẹ ṣe sùúrù díẹ̀. Igboho has 1 million Igboho. I am Igboho. I don't know whether you are Igboho. Already, there's 1 million Igboho presently in Nigeria. They just need to be activated. That's all. So Britain Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act on July 18, 1947. They're not going to pass any Nigerian act because they are still using Nigeria as their business franchise. But when the situation gets hot, very, very hot, extremely hot, like fire, and they can see that there's no way out, then they will start debating about Nigeria at the parliament. NSAS, hey, give us 100,000 weary people. Give us 100,000 petition. Petition cannot give you any Yoruba nation. The NSAS, what is the end of it? Well, yeah, we heard about Gowan brought half of Nigerian bank, to the UK, and that was it. We even now find out that it was even British that is funding the NSAS police. So it's ordered that the dominion of India and Pakistan be demarcated by the midnight of August 14 to 15 by 1947, and that the asset of the world's largest empire, which had been integrated in countless ways. Do you know what I mean by that? In toti wonu ara won, a ma gbon yo. Gbogbo ẹ̀dá rò pé, Koiki kò lè wá pùnà, tabapin, kilo, a ma yo gbogbo ẹ̀. We will set up different teams, different committees. They will travel to the north. They will look for what is our own. They will bring it back, or we sell it to them, or we make use of it. The same thing, vice versa. Gbogbo toti wonu ara won will be resolved, and we will start that way. We will even have enough because we are rebuilding from the scratch. That is why I said at the beginning of this program that we will make sure it crash on your head, and we will rebuild everything from the scratch. And anytime Koiki, crash crash because how can illegal miner from Mali went to Ibadan, kill people, destroy houses? They don't have any right to be in Nigeria. Only God knows how long they've been sinking that mineral resources. So she will crash it. I crash it, and I don't have to give details of anything anymore because crash is what I'm doing right now. I will use my media to crash Nigeria from UK. They look me like that. Say they play. Mon play no. You think I'm writing a script? Every one of them. When the time comes, when the time comes, your money will not be safe in central bank. Start moving your money and give it to where you can protect it. Elora gold, because the moment Nigeria goes in fire, which can happen from the north, you will lose all your money with central bank. You will not be able to withdraw 1 naira. Go and ask what they did with the Biafra. They know what they did to them then. Don't do that mistake anymore. Awatani, start moving something out. Just leave the one that you need on a daily basis. Buy something at least precious and keep it. Because whether we like it or not, that country, Nigeria, is going into flames. I can see people are now becoming angry. They will be much anger than me. You thought I was angry 3 years ago. Me, I have slowed down. My mom keeps telling me, don't stress yourself. Stop calling for war. That's what my mom always tells me. She's on the program. She's listening to me. Every day my mom says, stop calling for war. Let's leave them. Into man no ilegba ti wolede. Jagaban! Oh man no ilegba. I told you 3 years ago. You did not listen to me. Deal with the problem and let us shut it down together. So I'm going to move swiftly, but let me push a little bit more. So we know that Pakistan and India, Indian economy. Let me give you that quickly before we move on so that you can see. And these are also superpower. They have nuclear weapon. So you can't joke with Pakistan. When we are also on our own, we will not listen to all this criminal organization called IMF and World Bank. They are the evil behind most of the collapse of what is happening in Africa today. Some of you don't even know what is happening outside the world. You see all these, your Cardoso, Wale Edun, and Emefiele, and I can see Sanusi talking rubbish. They are all criminals, okay? Criminals. So, today, according to Financial Times, which is one of the doggy paper, I hope they will let me read because this one, try Financial Times for £1. No. Modi government outlines record capex in pre-election budget. Remember I told you about the budget, but let's look at the Indian economy as a goal. How are they growing? So some of you, Tabani, after Yoruba Nation, Moki Baba mi more international. I'm going to say shout out to as many of you before I go on this program. When I say we want Yoruba Nation, some say, Tori Fulani don't wale Bawani. No. Me, I'm not fighting for Yoruba Nation because of Fulani. I am fighting for Yoruba Nation because of my identity. I am fighting for Yoruba Nation because I want to be known as a Yoruba man in the world. I don't want to be known as Nigeria because with the Nigerian passport I carry, every time I travel, as I travel, they're looking at my passport again. I mean, no, the one there. Okay. But because some of those countries that we've traveled to before, we are regular, they just pass us. Hey, another Nigeria. I hope this one is not coming to stay here. Imagine you leave UK, you travel to another country. I don't have to mention the name of the country, and they're still asking you whether you want to come. How can I leave UK? UK that is well civilized. I will leave UK and I'll go to another country, maybe like Dubai. Dubai. I know Abdullah is on the ground there. How can I go out of UK and I'll come to UAE and they say I want to come and live there permanently? I will live in this country and I will then travel to Dubai and they'll think that I want to come and live there. A country that doesn't give work permit to people. So you can see what I'm saying. So, economy of India is 6.4% of GDP. 27.163 trillion in their own currency. We will have our own Yoruba currency. Ẹ̀yin Yoruba, àjàjà pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà torí a hate Tinubu. Àjà torí pé a hate àwọn ọba. No, a fẹ́ gbẹ̀tọ́ wa padà bó ṣe wà láyé àtijọ́. Òun látọ̀. A fẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà òfò kankan mọ́. Ìlú òfò ní Nàìjíríà. A fẹ́ sí nínú Nàìjíríà. Bàbá mi Kẹ́hìndé má máa pè mí tí bá ti wà lórí program. Mo bẹ̀ nítorí Elédùmarè. Every time you keep calling when I'm on the program. And you can see that I'm live on the program. Fẹ́ Nàìjíríà òfò kankan mọ́. Òfò ní Nàìjíríà. Ẹ jẹ́ a dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè. Kò ṣe torí Fúlàní ni mo ṣe ń pariwo. Torí pé mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kó recognize mi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá ní UK, ní Amẹ́ríkà, ní gbogbo ibi tí bá lọ ní gbogbo àgbáyé. Mo jà nítorí pé ẹ̀sìn kankan. A fẹ́ gbẹ̀tọ́ wa padà. Right wa ni. Kò sí bá bala ẹni tó lè sọ pé kò ṣe right wa. Right wa ni pé ká sọ pé àṣẹ Nàìjíríà mọ́. Òfò ní Nàìjíríà, ìlú òfò ni. Pásítọ̀ tó bá ń gbàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà, òfò ni pásítọ̀ yẹn máa ṣe. Àfáà tó bá ń gbàdúrà fún Nàìjíríà, òfò lẹ máa ṣe torí pé ẹ mọ̀ pé àdúrà Nàìjíríà ó ti tán spiritually. Ní àwọn tó bá ní ìmọ̀ ẹ lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn. Spiritually kò sí kankan tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́ lójú òru fúfurufú. Irọ́ ni gbogbo camouflage tẹ̀ ń ṣe fáwọn èèyàn wa. Indian economy is $350 billion US. Indian economy $350 billion US. ní 1965 no 1947 July ni wọ́n split àwọn àti Pakistan pé kólúkálukú máa lọ́nà ara wọn. Ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sẹ́yìn díẹ̀. Belgium Revolution ìyẹn náà wáyé ní 1980 ni wọ́n jà báwọn fi dá dúró. Amẹ́ríkà náà jà pẹ̀lú Britain ní independent wọn tó declare ní 1776. Ìyẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ní àwọn ti Malaysia àti Singapore ọdún kan ló fi jà. One good year wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ jà yẹn ní 1964 ní August. Wọ́n dẹ̀ gbọ́ mi ní 1965. Ta ló wọ́n sọ pé níjà tí wọ́n bá ti fún yín ní a road map to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria ó máa mú jà wá. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń sọ fún àwọn olóṣèlú wa pé gbogbo tó ń dùn mọ́ inú yẹn a máa fọmọ́ yín lórí ni. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Let's move swiftly because of my time constraint. So we've talked about 4 countries. Let's come now to East Timor. I've talked about East Timor. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìyá mi grandma Felicia fẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́. Àjọṣepọ̀ wa àti Nàìjíríà kò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ àjọ jókòó kájọ resolve ẹ̀. Bàbá wa Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yàn ọba pátápátá. Ẹ bá wa pé Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu kájọ jókòó kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ní kúnákúná. Àwọn ọmọlúàbí la sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìnyí. Àwọn ò ní ṣe jàǹdùkú o, à ń ṣe terrorist, à ń ṣe secessionist. Àwa là ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa lábẹ́ bàbá wa Professor Banji Akíntóyè. Right wa ni lábẹ́ òfin àgbáyé. Òfin àgbáyé sọ pé a ní right o. Right tàgbéra ni ẹ máa respect ẹ̀. Gbogbo yín pátápátá ẹ máa respect ẹ̀. Ẹ tó bá wá náà respect ẹ̀. Ó kù wá òkò náà nígbà yẹn. Báwo ni East Timor split kúrò lára Indonesia? In response to mounting international pressure, tá a bá fún Nigeria ní pressure lè gba Yorùbá nation. We must put Nigeria on constant pressure for 1 year, and that way we will get Yorùbá nation. Constant pressure, non-stop pressure, whatever that means to you. Think about it. Gbogbo lórí WhatsApp group, lórí Wikileaks group. No, we need to give Nigeria a mounting pressure. Mounting pressure on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is the time to create that mounting pressure. We are not asking you anything more than mounting pressure. That was what led to the freedom of the East Timorians in 2002. In response to mounting international pressure, the Indonesian government authorized a referendum there on August 30, 1999. To determine the future of the East Timor. For us to determine the future of the Yoruba people, we must mount pressure on the federal government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That is the only option on the table. Almost 45th of the voters supported independence, and the Indonesian parliament rescinded Indonesia's annexation of the territory. That is how East Timor today gained their independence. The central government and the military feared that an East Timor governed by the leftists could be used as a base for the inclusion by the unfriendly powers into Indonesia. We can still have a cordial relationship with the West from the 7th continent of the world. A Yoruba nation is not asking for a breakup that will create problems. But that is subject to a roadmap to peaceful dissolution. If it is not peaceful, it will be painful. Revolution is what Showore is talking about. Self-determination is what we are asking for. But I'm just giving you the background of countries that have gone through the pain of what we are going through. Nothing can be resolved in that madness country called Nigeria. The British know that, the American government knows that, the Canadian government knows that, every single ambassador representing their country in Nigeria knows that, but they're never going to tell you that. Because they are biased. They don't want us to remain as who we are before the 1914 amalgamation. The amalgamation can also be de-amalgamated. Toba Unwa, come and scream on social media, on the WhatsApp group. If we do not mount that pressure, there will be nothing called Yoruba nation. But like I said, there is still roadmap to peaceful dissolution. Today is still the 9th day of February 2024. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. So we are almost getting there. So East Timor, maybe some of you don't know that. If you have East Timor passport, you can arrive in this country and live for 180 days before you go back. It used to be like that for Nigerians until Margaret Thatcher stopped that in the 1980s. So I have 2 more countries to go. Ireland. Ireland. How many people know Ireland? Ireland split from the United Kingdom. How? The partition of the Ireland Irish was the process by which the government of United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland divided into 2 self-governing politics, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland. It was enacted on 3rd of May 1921 under the Government of Ireland Act. Was Ireland ever part of United Kingdom? When did Ireland gain independence from Britain? December 6, 1921. Ireland gained independence from the United Kingdom on December 6, 1921, when representatives of the 2 states signed what they call the Anglo-Irish Treaty. So let's look at what the American government, in terms of their history, on their website, history.state.gov, for those that wants to reference this particular information. A guide to the United States history of recognition, diplomatic, consular relationship by the country since 1776, Ireland. Ireland gained independence from the United Kingdom on December 6, 1921, when representatives of the 2 states signed the Anglo-Irish Treaty. This agreement provided independence for 26 countries, constituted as the Irish Free State, while 6 countries of the Northeast, Ulster, chose to remain as part of the United Kingdom. With limited self-governing, strong U.S.-Irish connection date back to the 19th century, when a large number of Irish immigrants came to the United States. The U.S. recognition of Ireland was 1924, 3 years after. So we will also have our own what they call recognition, but you will not first get that recognition if we do not mount pressure on the Nigeria country as it is right now. So now let's go to the last country, but not the least, Norway. Norway split from Sweden. When did that happen? The dissolution of the union between Norway and Sweden was on the 7th of June 1905 up to 6th of October 1905. As at that time, Nigeria was still not a country because it was never a country. The dissolution of the union between Norway and Sweden. Although Norway had considered the union with Sweden ended as of 7th of June, Sweden formally recognized Norwegian independence on the 26th October when King Oscar II, I'll take that again, the dissolution of the union under the House of Bernadotte was set in motion by the resolution of the Sultan on the 7th of June 1905. So when you want to go to those countries now, remember that people fought. Many Nigerians are living in all this country now, but they'll tell you, let's keep Nigeria, bomb bastard. Keep Nigeria into your ass. Following some month of tension, did you hear that? Tension. Everybody Nigeria, everybody Yoruba nation, kò ní sí tension. Tension máa wà. Tension wà ní 1905. Tension and fear of an outbreak of war. I'm talking about 1905. Àwọn náà sọ̀rọ̀ nípa tension àti ọ̀rọ̀ ogun. Tàbá ní kò ní sógun tógun bá lọ ńkọ́. Tàbá ní kò ní sógun tógun bá dé kó bá ká wa mọ́lé ńkọ́. Ṣàṣẹ máa pariwo ogun. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa pariwo ogun nísìn. Kọ́lé tètè dá sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀. So we will keep the tension and the pressure going. This is still Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. I'm talking about the dissolution of the union between Norway and Sweden. Let's read that again. Following some month of tension and fear of an outbreak of war, WAR, Whiskey Alpha Romeo, between the neighboring countries, just like báwa náà ṣe ń sọ nísìnyí pé àwọn Fúlàní ń gbógun bọ̀, wọ́n ní Kóìkì irọ́ ló ń pa, ìwọ àti Ìgbòho irọ́ lẹ̀ ń pa, Bàbá Akíntóyè, ẹ̀yin world media, wọ́n ní irọ́ là ń pa. Ní Ìkòròdú, ní ìjẹta báyìí nísìn, wọ́n wọlé wọ́n gbé èèyàn méjì lọ àwọn èèyàn wọlé tí wọ́n pa méjì ó di mẹ́rin. Ní Bódìjà lọ́n the 16 wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wa pé water gel explosive ló lò. How many more do we need before we wake up? How many more do we need to be talking about before we wake up? There will always be tension. There will always be fear. But one thing is, we must not allow anything to disturb us. Norwegian nationalist aspiration in 1814 were frustrated by the Sweden victory in a brief but decisive war. In a victory, in a brief but decisive war that resulted in Norway entering into a personal union with Sweden. The Norwegian constitution was largely kept intact. Norway legally held the status of an independent state with its own parliament, judiciary, legal system, armed force, flag, and currency. However, Norway and Sweden share a common monarch and conducted a common foreign policy through the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There largely existed feelings of goodwill between the two people, and the king generally tried to act in the interest of the kingdom. Nigeria is not working. All your ranting that Nigeria is going to work, you're wasting your time. Nobody can fix Nigeria. It is time that we pull the plug in what we call the roadmap to peaceful dissolution of Nigeria. Koikimedia bringing the work closer to your doorstep. I'm just doing some short audio so that we can circulate that for the benefit of those that do not have enough internet. Remember to support the movement. Now, I think I've touched on that. But before I go, let's look at this Gbajabi Amole. Do you know what he said in the paper that I read today? They are more worried. Social media, a menace, must be regulated. The same Gbajabi Amila, the criminal. Gbajabi Amole, Femi Gbajabi Amila is saying that they should control or regulate the social media menace. People like me, so that they can control us, so that we will shut down, we will not be able to talk. This is coming from the Vanguard as of today. The chief of staff of the president, Femi Gbajabi Amila, let me remind you, he ran away from America because he collected money that was not his own on behalf of a client to go and start his own election politics of Amalaneba. Maybe some of you forgot. Femi Gbajabi Amila yesterday that the social media is a menace and it must be regulated. Gbajabi Amila, who made the statement at a hotel Lagos, where he represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the public presentation of the book titled Nigeria Public Discourse, the interplay of the America evidence and the hyperbole, all this 419. This is by former governor of Lagos State and the former minister of Works and Housing, by Babatunde Raji Fashola, saying that they should regulate social media. So when they regulate social media, you will not be able to have power. They know the power is no longer in NTA and their fraudulent mainstream media. The power is now with the people, and the people must enact it before it is too late. So that is going to be the program this afternoon. Like I always say, I do not have a time limit on me. I can come out again, and I might not come out. It does not matter. But one thing is, Yoruba Nation cannot be pulled down. Let me first appreciate from my right-hand side. I know I've been looking at multiple screens. I have different screen that is operating. We don't have a full machine that can do the job in one platform. That is why we are running multiple platforms. So let me first appreciate Babawa Ayinde Usman. Say Koikimedia Ekushe Opolo. Thank you so much, sir. Babawa Boye Manyugbe. Thanks, Koikimedia. What is the holding us together? The British should hands off on the suppression of Nigeria for peace and progress to reign. Omo Yoruba politician, the time is now. So let me move swiftly and appreciate more people that are on that comment section. Matthias Oluwagbenga Aderibigbe Timothy Odarokoni Ekason, Mr. Koikimedia, Yoruba Nation not going back. Mr. Samuel Afolabi, you went with your full answer. Thanks so much. Let's thank Elidumare. Mr. Yakubu Kolawole, one love, sir. One love to you as well. One love, keep us together. Let's come here quickly and appreciate many of you that have commented, and I can read those comments out in just about a few minutes. But let me first start with the backup YouTube channel. Many of you are not subscribing to that channel. It's called the WD76. I won't be able to take calls. Please do not be upset with that. So let me go on the backup YouTube channel called WD76, where I can appreciate many of you. Pastor Mo, thank you so much. Yadada, thank you so much for the love and the prayer. Yes, I love prayer. I do a lot of prayers, but one thing is prayer without action is not going to work. Ganelo Yede, we are nowhere. Our problem is that our eyes is open till that time. We keep about Kendi Olaseni Salami Kunisi Kilonshe Mali Nikon Neo Baba, we Kunshe Mali Nikon Lua Nigeria. I know Gambia, Senegal, they're doing all kind of things. Baba Midele Aliu, thank you so much. You say the time will tell. So much comment from Baba Kendi saying I won't be able to read everything. Pastor Moore also went further to say Engineer Sheyi Makinde and all these politicians will end up badly. Ile ma ba won ja. My Yoruba is getting better, even though I've not been able to speak it, with Oloye as frequently as when I was with him when we were together in Soka. Julia Tosin, thank you so much. Smile, I swear down with my lifetime will come soon when we will not listen to Baba Akintoye words of peaceful anymore. Thank you so much. So much comment. Yawa Titilola Shaw. Many quiet listeners, I know you're under the thread, watching, listening, monitoring things. I know some of you are just waiting to spend more money when the time comes, while some of you will be ready to write policies and all kind of things. The Yoruba people will come together. The APC, the PDP will collapse. There's nothing called PDP, APC. They're all criminals. It's all the same political party. They're not going to help you. Mukiya Watitilola Shaw say, good afternoon, my dear brother, Koikimedia. And you also went further to say, Nigerians are not ready yet. And that is why we must not stop the education. Baba Kendi say, CSI, Owo Baba Dami, Baba Professor Panji Akitoye, Mokia Easy, Ibikibi Tobawa. He was the one that produced this, and I can tell you, he has produced more of these as well. We appreciate you, we love you. Moki Bugba Yawu Babawa, Oloye, Dr. Sunday Bo, Mokini Germany, Mokini Canada, Mokini Nigeria, Ekwadroti. Sister mi, Rockbo, Yadami, Mokinyo, we know you're all concerned for him, his safety and everything, but all I can say is that let's leave everything to the hands of Eledumare to take care of that. Peter Pan, again, you put £5, and you also say the true gospel leads living a prosperous life here on earth, not when making humanity wait or enjoy that only in paradise. Truth is indeed lonely. Shout out to all the Biafrans. Simon Ekpa remains the government in exile. If they're not happy with it, let them go and jump into the river. So shout out to the government in exile of the Biafra and all their team, and especially those military, Biafra Liberation Army, the Navy, that are working tirelessly to take out as many of the terrorists, because as far as they're concerned, is the terrorists inside the Nigerian uniform. And many of you, we don't have to be showing them those videos anymore. Maybe what we are doing now later on, if we have money, we want to start putting all this gruesome video on our website. We need funding, serious funding, not be year funding. If I get £10,000, £20,000, it is still not enough to run the operation of this media. We need you to support us. Dip your hand into your pocket. God will bless you more. Let us use the media to push from offline and online. Not everybody can sit down and listen to 2 hours, 28 minutes of what I'm pushing out. And that is why I've been doing all this short audio as well. Shout out once again, your Biafra, we are with you. I know some of you are concerned about whether we are still in this program or not. Trust me, you are still with us and we are with you. I am not that Yoruba that are talking nonsense on the social media. I don't care whether we have issues in the past. Let us sweep away from Nigeria and let us deal with ourselves. If they want to take our land, we will protect ourselves against the Biafra or the Igbos. But for now, let us fight this together. And some of these Yoruba people, they were very careful. You know, all these rhetorics about the Igbo. Mali lo wole pawa ni Ibadan. Sọ̀rọ̀ sí. But tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo lẹ́kọ̀ọ́, ẹ̀nà fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. So, thank you so much. Omobalaji Abdullahi, shout out to every one of you in Dubai. I'll be seeing you all very, very soon. My next country, I might just call one of you and say, Muwa in town, just like I did with those that I went to see just some few days ago. Egbomi Yemi Fatoki, he lives in the southwest of Nigeria, but yet he makes sure that every now and then he donates his big donation from Nigeria. So if you low in Nigeria, no, don't hesitate. When you low, I mention oruko gbowó síta ká fi run campaign yìí ẹyẹ tọ́jú owó pamọ́. Anyway, some of you that are not keeping your money anymore in Nigeria. Anyway, we know that. So, Olakunle, thank you so much, my brother. A backup team for Koikimedia. Amokiyawa Ifagbemileke, I believe she's working today. Gbomi Comrade Shegun Ono. Kunle Bakers, I don't see him. When I see him, he gives me $10, $20, but it looks like he's not with me on the program today. So thank you so much. Talotu Ambe. Ismaila Rashid, shout out to you. Julia Tosin, thank you so much for shout out to those on the thread as well. And I think that is on that. Now let's move straight to the next platform, and I appreciate many of you that are still with me. Mokiba Bawa Olaniwaju Moses, let's end Nigeria now before all we end up. The emerging nation could organize well their security as it suits them, and the only political dealers and their foreign collaborators are the one benefiting from Nigeria. Àgbàyàn dalẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá wa tẹ́ ń pè wá lẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń fún wa nímọ̀ràn mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin pastor ẹ̀yin àfà ẹ̀yin wòlíì tẹ́ ń fàdúrà ránṣẹ́ sí wa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram. If I can't mention all your names, I can cite you there, Prince_Richard. I know some of you might not be very comfortable with this movement, but I've just given you, and I'm going to do the next weeks and weeks, we'll be talking about this same set of how they got their revolution and become an independent country. We are not asking for revolution. We want self-determination. It can still be done. We don't need a referendum to come out of Nigeria. We just need to pull out of Nigeria, because a referendum will be something that they will manipulate, just like they did with the INEC. I'm sure many of you know that. Ebome Sunday Afolabi, if you need my Naira account, get in touch with me. You go on my website, you'll find it there. Your 1,000 Naira, 200 Naira, 300 Naira. We need money. Money. Owo gidi to push. I am ready when you are ready, until others are ready as well. Moki Iyawa Abiba Bawadeni Oyelade Amusa Mufito Kinyi Moki ni gbogbo Òkè Ògùn Moki ni gbogbo le Yoruba 190 local government of the Southwest. Moshe shout out to Bishop Adesina. We speak almost every day. Thank you so much. Prophet Ologoluwa Lanre Jinadu Moki Fatai. Shout out to one of you, as many of you. If I haven't mentioned your name, please don't take it personal. Maybe I've missed it, or maybe I didn't say it, but I know you're all there. Shout out to those of you that are watching us on Twitter and on Twitter Space. Give us the support, spiritual support, moral support, entobani, laptop, computers, things that, it's easy, especially if you're sending it to UK, remember that there's going to be a lot of tax on it. Most of those things, I need them back on the other side to work with. I still have one or two things I can use here, but I'm sure you all understand. Let me go straight to the last platform, which is Koikimedia, and I appreciate some of you there. And I need to end the program at exactly 4 o'clock. If I have the strength, I'll come out again tonight. If I don't come out, remember to share this one. If you can split it. Amakulex, shout out to you. I don't want to touch the Instagram because I might turn it and then you might be seeing my background out. Ashake TV show. I've been enjoying all the programs while I've been quietly traveling and moving from one country to the other. I don't have to tell you where I traveled to, okay? So you don't need to know that. Omo Yoruba Tatamuki, Ashake TV show, shout out to you. Yeah, and she that, when it comes to, I love her analysis and the way they put it out there, must be Yoruba World Media and the home-based media, Babalikita and the rest. Eni Olorunda, shout out to you as well. Akintunde Olaniwaju, please get all the British accountable for the breaking of Nigeria. The British are not going to break Nigeria. We're going to break it on their head. Mark Stevens, shout out to you. Oluwa Folasuyi, Yemi Mufiteledumare, Motobe Kinlaru anybody Lori, Muki Bugobale Yoruba. Please, it's only Yoruba nation now. We will get there. Edeka Siya Itandele, Lagbare Ledumare. 22-23 Igboho Day. Èmi ò ní láti wálé. But àwọn tó wà nílé ti wà nílé, mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Mo kí bàbá wa Kenny, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Libya. Kenny, mo kí ẹ o. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá káàkiri. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Waris Jinadu, mo kí gbogbo yín bàbá wa. Ọládélé Ọlámilékan, mo kí yín. Leo Esther, honey, thank you, brother Koiki, as you are breaking all these clear words understood. I'm still going to do the next video without too much, I'll calm down and do that. But for now, bear with me as I've done it today. Molola Adeyemi Mukiisa, Mukien to Jumilo, Mukien Temino Julo. Adebanjo, Egbomini Koiki, those arrested in Ibadan for bombing Ibadan, they are Fulani terrorists. We know that, but let's just continue to be fooling themselves that they are from Mali. Egbomi Fab, Gumi Shetima and Rufai are criminals. There's no doubt about that. So I think that is about it. Ayomi Kundamiju, Nigerians will drink their tears soon. Please, we need to support my team. They are fully ready. I've been doing meeting with them consistently about the Igboho because we need a clear video. So we need to quickly, at any time, in 9, I still need about 5 phones for 5 of them because I don't want a phone that they are using that we cannot see anything. We want to see everything, especially some of us that are not traveling. We appreciate you. Koiki, we need that show. In London, I don't think so, but in the future, maybe when CSI comes to UK, we will organize something that every one of us, actually, location 9, if you want to sew your clothes, get in touch. Finest designer, especially if they were abroad, DHL. Moki Prince Sunday Oluohun. Hey, Salaam alaikum. Moses Abiodun Ijaya, I know you're always in the program. Alaji Alabi, Abeto, GR1. Mr. Dekombi David, I've been very busy this week. I told you I'm going to be very, very busy for the next couple. I'm doing a lot of things personally and also I have my own personal things that I'm dealing with as well. I'm sure you all understand. We all have different things that we are dealing with. So Oladapo Ogunlaru Muki Yami Comfort Ade Comfort Ogun Ologun Muki Eshegonuya. When I see your comment, I calm down. Ologunja, thank you so much. Moses Abiodun, the state government is complicit and they are wholly liable. There's no doubt about it. Anytime Beru, Ama your Beru Kurolarani, Bugwana Lama on ground. I will be on the ground. Look, I can't wait to be in Nigeria when all these things start. If you were excited, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you. I'm not worried. About Ponita. Yeah, one year bombage, but not about to be 5 million. Town wall of beer, baby. Tabani was okay. Town to live about Harry and Thomas Faragba, Niwaju, so Bushimarini. So Mokibu Walem can see. But Bami or no, Adiola Fortune Michael, or Lori Brooklyn politicians. If there's another name for them, we should call them. Banjoko Idowu, brother, I'm still afraid of this Yoruba nation. With people like you at the helms of affair with abusive words, no Omoluabi characters, no problem. Don't buy soon. You say you're a pharmacist at the Lagos state government. Say because of abusive words. So any don't feel bomb prefer. You're a bomb bastard. If you don't like the program, get the F out of the program. We are Yorubas. Terrorists in Wale what people for one by 90 million. You are more concerned about my abusive word. Olori Bruku Niele and Consi. Bomb bastard Nye Banjoko Idowu. I thought you're a good person. Afternoon Koiki, Nigeria is calm. I can be David Benny. Bah, Queen Mama Malara, and always enjoy your program. Mama going to miss me. Somebody is more concerned about my abusive words. Can you imagine? Maybe I should play this for this idiot to listen to. Oriokwe, idiot all over the place. I just started playing it on Instagram. One pound one yon ni Korodu. Ring kankan se yen. Wọ́n wọlé pààyàn. Abusive word èmi lẹ wà concern. Ṣé rí lórí burúkú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá mi. Kò ṣe gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá o. Fúlàní láwọn eléyìí o. Idiot all over the place. Ẹ jẹ́ n play audio yẹn jáde fún yín kẹ́gbọ́. Ká tó máa end program yẹn. Because mo fẹ́ kọ́ pè mí kí n má ti ṣe program yẹn tán délẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ gbọ́ bíbá quickly. Ẹ jẹ́ tán speaker mi. Somebody is more concerned about my abusive word. Ṣé rí pé orí ẹni yóò pè. Orí ẹ̀ pè.
Incident kan ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Ìgbè Alágẹmọ.
Ìkòròdú lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lélẹ́yìí o.
Wọ́n kidnap ọmọbìnrin kan. Wọ́n ní Ṣèyí ló ń jẹ́.
Okay.
Wọ́n kidnap wọn gbé wọnú ra lọ.
Ẹ gbọ́.
Àwọn kidnappers.
Kò wà concern nípa yẹn.
Wọ́n débẹ̀ ní àárọ̀ yìí.
Ẹ gbọ́.
A sáré pe àwọn bàbá tó ń ṣe security ní àdúgbò wọn pé wọ́n náà dé tẹ̀lé.
Bàbá mi ti jánu kí.
Wọ́n jẹ́ wọn, wọ́n sáré wá, wọ́n kó àwọn èèyàn wọn. Àwọn security wọn gbó wọn. Láti gbogbo báyé kú gbogbo wọn wọlé.
Ọmọkọ́mọ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àtàwọn ti CDAs àwọn security wọn jọ pawọ́pọ̀ wọ́n wọ inú ìrà yẹn lọ.
Wọ́n tẹ̀lé wọn lọ. Wọ́n wọlé tẹ̀lé wọn. Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ yá?
Ibi tó ti ń ṣe battle to battle. Wọ́n yin àwọn bíi mẹ́fà.
Méjì wálẹ̀.
Àwọn security yẹn.
Wọ́n pa méjì lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀.
àti CDA o àti tàwọn ti àwọn state o. Wọ́n yin wọn ní ìbọn. Wọ́n gbà wọn kan lọ sọ sí táwọn lọ yẹ ta ìbọn ara wọn. But àwọn ló ká wọn tó wá láti ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn CDAs yẹn. Wọ́n pa méjì nínú wọn. Wọ́n kú instantly tó dáwọn yẹn náà mọ ìwòrán yẹn so àwọn yẹn náà funds.
Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ yá? Ẹ̀wọ̀n ọmọlúàbí ẹ bá wọn ọmọlúàbí ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó wà ní Nàìjíríà kẹlẹ̀ máa wọ́n ọmọlúàbí.
Àwọn security yẹn tẹ̀lé wọn lẹ́yìn.
Ṣé ń gbọ́?
Àwọn méjì yẹn àwọn náà kọ́ gba ẹ̀ta ìbọn.
2 people were killed straight away.
So àwọn tó kùnà tó jẹ́ security tó fara gbá.
Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ yá? Ẹgbọ́n sókè alẹ́ afẹ́ parí.
Nǹkan tí mo ṣe give information nítorí nǹkan tí ó ṣojú.
Ní sùúrù ẹ̀jẹ̀ kéèyàn dáadáa, èèyàn dáadáa, Africa Confidential kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. Àdúrà máa gbà ní gbogbo ìgbà, ní gbogbo ọ̀nà. Brother yẹn dúró tán lórí social media, lórí Twitter. Ó dúró tán against àwọn tó ń pera wọn ní olórí burúkú ọmọ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan tó máa ná àwọn conservative Yorùbá. Wọ́n náà wà ní Libra tó dáhùn bá àwọn ọmọ Igbo ṣe. Idiot all over the place. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ, Africa Confidential. So I'm not complaining. So multiplayer ó wà lórí social media ẹ lọ gbọ́. Èèyàn wà concern nípa utterances mi, kò wà concern nípa ọ̀hún Fúlàní wọlé wọ́n pa wá, economy bàjẹ́ mọ́ wa lórí. Ní Tinubu nìkan ló bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́. But òun ló lọ mú Buhari wá fún wa. So àmì ìjù bẹ́ẹ̀ àrólé Odùduwà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa bàbá kan rí mi ní okentro wọ́n ní ẹni ìjọ Koiki mo ní kò èmi náà ní bàbá kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín 1968 bàbá yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó ti ṣe fún mi wọ́n wà ní London ní sanjoko báyìí sínú barber shop bí àwọn oníṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ oníṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ̀ ìlú yìí kọ́nà kó ṣàánú gbogbo wa èèyàn kan wà concern nípa utterances mi wèrè bomb bastard mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí máa try tí bá lè lọ sùn táwọn ọmọ ọ̀dọ́ bá dé máa lọ sùn díẹ̀. I've been traveling. I've been very busy. Africa Confidential, I cannot love you less. May Eledumare be with you and guide you all the time. There is a video online that there is a fire from gas tanker at Ojo in Ibadan. Okay? Our team will not put it out, Koikimedia team group. So we look up to that. I hope it's not another Fulani attack. Everything. Wakomani, Kinikoni. Moki Bogwale and Konsio. Atomade Atagbalagba. Let's keep the prayer. Let's keep the pressure. We're on the right track. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń pè mí, councillor wa kan pè mí ní UK, wọ́n ní Koiki, ṣé gbogbo nǹkan ṣì on track? Yes, nothing has changed. Tinubu is there, has not changed our campaign for Yoruba Nation. Keke Okus, Mokinyi, Kules, and the great Yoruba Nation. Moki sister, Yoruba Nation now, I don't want to mention and the rest of you as well. We cannot fix anything because we don't have a government of our own. But we will still put pressure on the current administration to look into the insecurity that is happening in Nigeria. I am a media personnel. I am a journalist, activist, a father. So sometimes, maybe some of you are reading my article and say, what has this got to Yoruba Nation? I am not a blogger. So we have article that we have to write about, whether it's from Nigeria or anywhere around the world. So I'm sure some of you understand. Mokie, Africa Confidential, Just Reason is sending hello to you as well. Mayor Akikpelu ọmọ Ìkòròdú ní ìmọ̀nìyàn wà ó ti sá lọ. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. So I gotta go now because I don't want them to call me before, I have to start running everything. So as on that note, mo kí olóyè Ìgbòho pátápátá tẹ̀ ń fi àdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́ lọ́tùn lósì. Bàbá Akíntóyè, mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ̀ lọ́mọ tó dáa. Ẹja gbọ́lẹ̀, after this, I'll play the anthem and we'll shut the program. What happened there? When the audio what? Okay, why is the audio not coming out? Somebody is trying to call. Let me just take off this.
Made the declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962 there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time.
Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí page Aluka. Mo ṣe àwọn comment Yorùbá wù mí. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. I almost missed that. Bàbá wa Moshebi, because I'm streaming on their platform, and also our brother that has eyesight challenge. Anjorin Noah. So ẹ má bínú. I just looked at that now and I saw that a few comments were coming from there as well. Ẹ má bínú, mo kí gbogbo wa, mo fojú pa anybody rẹ. Ìyá wa Vivian, mo kí yín o. Thank you so much. And let me quickly pick the one from the other side as well. I think I picked that anyway, so that's about it. So you can play anthem.
1993, there was the annulment of the June 10th election. Shiju Ade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1988, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914. and we are just tired. We are there for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations, and we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Oduduwa development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
And that's going to be the end of the program. Like I said, if we have the strength, I'll come out for the late night. It might be anything from 11 p.m. Stay tuned. God bless Yoruba land. God bless Biafra. God bless Arewa. God bless Ambazonia. God bless the Scottish and the Welsh. God bless everybody that wants to be free from the shackles of the border control of 1884, called the Berlin Conference. Without I don't always like giving promise that I'll come back. That would be like, a journey, but I'll try to see. Bye for now, everybody. The love is still definitely.